at you from the south end of the Dairy State. What's your 20? Come on back to Bad Movies Rule, the worst movie podcast ever recorded. And today, our 20 is in the studio talking about Breaker. We got Joe Goratowski in the house. The Human Movie Database is here. Ryan Farrell and Mel Vande's closed the shoe store early, and he's here in studio. Let's roll. Yeah. Don't worry about it. So freaking pumped for this.
10-9, good buddy?
Yeah.
I don't know I only know 10-4. It's the only one I know.
10-9.
What's 10-9?
I didn't hear you. Repeat.
Oh, is that what that means?
They're coming in broken.
Do you guys know CB stuff?
Wait, I thought that was taxes.
10-4.
That's a 10.99.
We had lots of CBs as kids.
I remember there was a phase where we all had a CB and you do those fox hunts or whatever. And you'd be driving around town trying to find each other.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Wow.
I think I tagged along once and I was like, this is dumb.
And what year was that?
96.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Something in the 1990s.
There you go.
I should say also over here at the kids table today. First time we had somebody in the kids table in a while. We got the Mayor Ryan Mueller checking in as
Yeah,
well.
I'm here. City Council sent me to the kids' table today, so.
Okay.
Do you know CB stuff too? The only thing I know is 10-4.
10-4.
That's it. And what's your 20?
187. That's about it from what I heard from rap music.
187 is if like someone's killed somebody.
That's California Penal Code.
There's been a 187.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's a different thing.
Way different.
Murder, death, kill.
Welcome in, guys. For those of you who have never joined the show before, this is a movie review / roasting program, right? We are going to take these bad movies that critics or audiences have said are bad. We're going to walk through them scene by scene with you. We're going to review the whole thing. At the end, we'll give it some awards, and then we'll make a final determination on if it actually is bad or maybe it's actually a bad movie that rules. Yeah, it's only our second Chuck Norris movie ever.
Oh.
Also, last thing I'll say is that we have a mailing list. We send out a newsletter each and every month, along with our list of movies that we do these random polls. All of our episodes are picked at random from this list. And if you want to see the list and get the updated version we send that out every month, you can sign up for our email list at badmoviesrule.com. Sound good?
It sounds great.
Great. You guys
That
ready
sounds
to
awesome.
jump into this thing?
10-4, good buddy.
That's right.
Where do we begin?
Wait, here's where we begin. I'll tell you right where we begin, Ryan. The most incredible premise for a movie ever.
Uh-huh.
A bunch of damn gypsies they give them a town. Right? Like I assume they're just out living in the woods.
A California city charter.
Granted us a city charter.
These people are in the woods, I'm assuming, right? They've got their caravan or whatever gypsies do.
In this abandoned ramshackle town.
And they get their own city. They're like, California, after a while, is like, fine, you can have your own city. And they went to the only city they had left in the city store was an old West town.
Yeah,
and this is where they get to set up their
It was
city.
basically like the leftovers of the Manson ranch or something.
It's the set of Gunsmoke.
It is.
They got a sweet deal on it, too.
Right. This isn't
You know what?
1877. It's 1977. Yeah, they get the deal was it's free.
Right.
It was probably quite... What was the guy's name? Murdoch? Who played...
Trimmings.
Trimmings.
Yeah, Mayor
Yes.
Trimmings.
Yeah.
/ Judge Trimmings.
Judge Trimmings.
Guys, they even had the horse tie-up like
/
poles
creepy uncle trimming.
when you would come up to the stores.
So
they had the place.
The horse trough. Yeah.
So George Murdoch was like, look, guys, I filmed here so many times in the 50s
Yeah.
and the 60s.
I know a guy.
I know a guy. Let's go.
what it is.
Yeah. And I'm going to start my own thing. My own city town.
The guy who owns this place is on vacation for 2 weeks. We have 11 days. Let's get it done.
Get it done.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
By the
a
way,
whole
they
movie.
purchased it for demo, so
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too.
They named the place Texas City, California,
Original.
which it fits because they all you'd think this was in Texas.
It's a really like southern part of California.
And they're all like
so south.
the moonshiners.
it was quite south.
And they're like literally walking
Just
stereotypes.
south of Los Angeles. Yeah, walking exactly.
Literally, I think two of those guys that were doing the moonshine were like the crows from the Bugs Bunny cartoons. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Pappy, let's get them.
It was literally as they're like opening the scene, and the kids coming in on the bike delivering the city charter, and there's like the cutaways to
Yes.
all like the country bumpkins in the town, and that's all I thought.
Not a chin to be seen.
Instantaneously.
Four teeth among all of them.
Yeah.
Just
Texas. That's why they named it Texas.
nobody could fold laundry. I swear in that.
What would Wisconsin City, California be like? we just have a bunch of
Out of
guys
beer.
with brats.
Brats.
Yeah.
And they
Beers.
wear orange camo and stuff.
Yeah,
Orange vests.
Camo.
Yeah. They'd all have Green Bay Packer hats.
And they'd all have antlers on their wall.
Wisconsin City,
Just the gosh darn
California.
humidity, you know. You slide
Hey,
right out of
Deer
bed.
heads everywhere.
How many points is that one?
They got a brat stop.
You gotta
built
love the
into-
Packers.
Gotta love the Packer.
Gotta love the Packers.
Quick trip on every corner. Quick trip.
That's
Oh my gosh.
It would just be quick trips. 12
Actually,
quick
that would be
trips.
pretty
They'd
sweet.
replace all the saloons with
would
quick
be.
trips.
yeah, exactly.
It's like in Demolition Man. Now all stores are quick trips.
That's right.
Yes.
Exactly.
You have a church and a
No, church is in the quick trip.
well, church is on every corner.
Yeah.
And then you got a bar on the other corner.
But the bars and churches are also quick trips.
Well,
Yes,
I mean, it
they'll all
makes
be
sense.
quick trips now.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
All right,
trip.
so we're introduced after. So we basically the thing starts. The gypsies get this town. They name it Texas City,
Great.
California. That's
After the sun.
A woman
gets
and
trimmed.
a small child is unhappy.
That's right.
Right.
Everybody else seems to
Everyone
be
else is
okay
thrilled.
with it.
Yeah.
We meet Chuck Norris, whose character's name is J.D. Dawes in this movie,
Everybody knows him.
and he's a trucker,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's saying the trucker things on the CB,
And he's driving
driving a truck, looking for his brother.
a truck. He's not even
buddy.
looking for his
He's like,
brother.
anybody out there see my brother?
Oh,
Remember,
yeah,
like, at the
that's
very
right. That's right. He
beginning,
does.
right?
Yeah.
Because that's who you want to actually ask where you find kids.
Yeah.
You get on the CB and go, hey, anybody seen a good kid?
Oh yeah, I seen them kicking around, and it's like this dirt field. Where they're all driving dirt bikes around.
There's 5 of them on this hill. No parents around.
There was a weird fascination with the trucking aura back in the 70s and 80s.
Yes.
I tried to do a little bit of a deep dive on like what started it all, and it was some commercial for bread of all things.
That's what it was.
It was a commercial for bread. They did this commercial where this truck driver would go into whatever, deliver in the bread, and he would stop at this stop and he would meet the waitress, and they would share the thing. It was all done like musical wise, but they kept like doing a bunch of different commercials, and I guess it caught on, and Hollywood got a hold of it, and then they start romanticizing it.
No, there was a fascination with it for a while.
They turned into like the modern day cowboys and pirates and stuff like that. So it was
love
like
it.
this big
Yeah.
thing just based off of a bread commercial.
And honestly, all the truckers that I know are like the coolest dudes.
Really?
For real. I mean, my dad, he didn't
My-
drive long-term hauling like these guys did.
My uncles.
But
and
he
my
knew a lot of
cousins.
truck drivers.
Yeah.
And even
We're
now,
truckers.
I know a couple of truck drivers.
Yeah.
They're just the coolest dudes.
Yeah.
Make bank, too, by the way.
Yeah, sitting on your ass all day.
And they listen to podcasts a lot.
Yes.
That's why we love truckers.
Yeah, truckers are great.
We love them, buddy.
Right.
Yeah, so if they tell them basically your brother's kicking around on a dirt bike over here. They go to this lot where there's 5 or 6 dudes riding around on dirt bikes.
Yep. Winners take all.
Dude, I thought immediately.
With a dress
and his
shirt
name
on.
is Billy.
Yes. Oh my God, you're right. It was.
His little brother's name is Billy.
Training for nationals.
He wipes out, and immediately the first thing I think is Bad Billy would have, been able to hit that jump.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
exactly. That's the first thing.
The guy with the dress shirt was able to hit the bike.
Button to the collar.
To the collar dress shirt.
in jeans.
He was riding it, man.
Ripping it, dude. And they have this is our little scene to establish how much these bros are broing out.
Yep.
Bro
When they go wrestle.
Oh, yeah.
Wrestle.
Let's get ahead.
That was not a wrestle. That was a wrestle.
What was wrong
That was a
with that?
wrestle.
Nothing.
That was
Let's,
sweaty
uh,
and a big mound of dirt.
I wanted to wrestle with Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
It's about 2 lines of dialogue, and they're rolling around in the dirt together.
And there, yep, exactly.
I know a lot of movies
A lot of giddiness.
start like that.
Yeah, I'm here to fix the cable.
And I know how they all end.
Didn't see that one coming.
Oh, this guy gets it.
All right, so Billy.
What are you doing,
Billy's
step
gonna-
cable guy?
I don't know. Wrestling?
A lot goes on in the back of those cabs. I don't want to know about
Yeah,
it. Though.
yeah.
I've heard stories.
Sleeper cabs.
And
Hey.
Billy's going to take JD's truck, his little brother, and he's going to do his first solo run. We're getting into the plot here. Billy's doing his first solo run.
Sure.
You don't say.
says,
Yeah, we are.
What did he say? He goes, I'm diesel dirt biker and I'm going.
That's what his handle is.
Diesel dirt biker.
diesel
I
dirt
immediately
biker or
wanted to cut
something.
from that to him driving the semi around the dirt bike track, trying to hit jumps with it and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking it off the jumps. Just
Just nosing the thing.
Like, bro, can't do that with these trucks.
It's a sledgehammer.
JD, as he's walking away, he's like, all right, make sure you weigh your load, all that stuff. You know, the trucker lingo, sends him off. Immediately as he's walking back from the truck, he meets Dottie.
Yeah.
This old lady who's like getting out of a truck. Oh, Dottie, what's wrong?
Oh, hi, Daddy.
My husband.
My husband.
Paralyzed. He's
And then cut to the cab.
just dude sitting in the cab with a neck brace and some gauze
And he
wrapped around
just
the head.
faces forward and never turns.
He's paralyzed.
He's paralyzed.
Well,
You
then she
can't turn if you're paralyzed.
well, he should be able to turn left because he's only paralyzed on the right side. I got to drive this truck for my husband because he can only turn left ever since.
So he's got
Bell palsy.
NASCAR.
That's what he has.
NASCAR.
He'd be a great NASCAR driver. For
I blew that NASCAR.
I do have to say though, that's the way to transport a paralyzed patient. Is
7 feet
you
up
want
in
a
a truck.
solid axle, no suspension, brick.
Why is he in the truck?
How is he in the truck?
He just never left.
Oh,
He was paralyzed. He
he
was
was
stuck in there, and that's where they
He's
healed
there
him.
now.
He was
Even,
paralyzed in the truck.
Even Mark Gusick, who wrote in for this, was like, you realize the logistics of having to get him in and out every time he's got to take a piss?
Yeah.
Like in and out of this truck.
Oh, they got tubes.
it's a truck. He's probably not getting out.
Just leave him at home.
No, there's just a tube for him down through the floor of the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the trucks have that.
My gosh.
That or a Gatorade
Connect
bottle.
something.
Something. Anyway,
Yeah.
Dottie's sad
Wide
because he's paralyzed now. She's got to drive his route for him. And he's like, I don't know, her passenger. But we get the first little hint of Officer Strode in Texas City.
Yeah.
Is high. Well, we'll talk about how he hijacks trucks later. But basically giving these truckers the business and beating them up and putting some of them through the ringer. And so this is the first thing we hear about this.
This is
he goes in.
the foreboding,
my gosh.
foreboding dialogue.
We cut back to Billy, who's not on the road 5 minutes.
Yep.
When Officer Stroud, pretending to be another trucker on the CB, says, "Oh, if you you're overweight, you can go this way, and the cops won't find you." Basically, to trick him to go where he's going to get caught. Basically,
Yeah.
So Billy, because he's his first solo, is like, "Okay, sure, right." And then there basically is two officers. There's Officer Strode, who is the guy beating people up, and the second officer for this whole movie. This is all the only two you need to know about: Officer Strode and Officer Bowles.
Bulls.
Oh, is his name?
Bowles
I
is
thought
the
it
other
was
guy.
Chode and Bowles.
No, it's Strode and Bowles or
Oh.
Chode and Balls. That's another
Chode
one.
and Balls. That's
Okay.
Okay.
Officer Balls is the one that's going to actually make the stop. And of all the ways you could stop a semi truck,
Yeah. Driving
out
in front of it.
pull out in front of it when it's a foot away from you.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how the hell he stopped the truck. That was crazy.
I mean, I don't know the logistics of that either. But ballsy move.
Ballsy move.
Ballsy
Ballsy
move.
It was a ballsy move.
That was a ballsy move.
Basically, it was a nothing but trouble situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Right? That's immediately what I thought of. They set up these speed traps, then they force the guy to follow him into town, into Texas City, where they put him through this kangaroo court and charge him ridiculous fees or beat him up if they can't pay or throw him in jail. Or you hear the stories of all these people that it's happening
Yeah.
to. But it's basically almost the plot from Nothing But Trouble.
Yeah. And then they'll steal the load and then basically scrap the truck
Scrap the truck.
and then get like scrap money because their main export is moonshine.
Right.
Yeah. That's like their whole
The whole town is a scam.
It's
Yeah.
a multifaceted, systemic operation.
Welcome to California government.
It's
vertically
organized crime.
integrated, even vertically integrated, systemic, multifaceted criminal organization. in
Synergistic.
Texas. Yep.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Texas City, California.
It's the mafia in Texas City.
Okay.
The shallow gene pool of the mafia.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The C team.
moving.
So he
the
gets so
18.
Billy gets hauled in on bogus charges. We'll get to his court thing in a second. We got to go back to JD Chuck Norris over at the diner having lunch at the Cliche Diner.
Yeah.
With a literal walking cliche of a buddy named Burton who's just like, I've been hauling pigs and I can't even smell my own feet anymore.
Hey,
Dude, talk about
tell
like
you.
drawing with broad strokes.
I liked the guy.
talk about a character that should have had more screen time.
You think
I know.
so?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Burton?
Burton.
He was
Heck
more
yeah.
than one dimensional. I'll tell you that.
Heck yeah.
Did you see him pouring them beers later?
We need more Burton in this movie.
They're having lunch. He literally asks him, "What's up with Texas City?" Right? So he gets a little more backstory about Texas City from Burton. Right?
Yep.
Right?
Everybody seems to know about it, but nobody does anything.
Burton knows about it, but apparently J.D. Dawes doesn't know about it.
He doesn't know anything.
So
He's been hauling up in Alaska. Remember? They did that expo dump in the beginning. Come on, Ryan.
That's right.
They did.
That's right. JD's been out of the game for a minute.
Every time I try and get out, they pull me back in.
Right. Now I'm back here, and what's going on these days?
It
been
is
hauling
like the
lows in
mafia.
Alaska.
It's like the Godfather.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you watch the movie?
Yes. Moving forward, we will refer to Breaker in the same sentence as the Godfather.
It's the Godfather of trucker movies.
Godfather of trucker movies.
Good call.
Why did we never get a part 2 about the upbringing of Judge Trimmings?
What I wanted a scene of Chuck Norris going up to Billy in Breaker 2.
Right.
Okay?
That's all it is.
I wanted a scene of Chuck Norris going up to Billy in Breaker 2 and say, I know it was you, Billy.
I know it was you, Billy.
Yep.
It was
Give him a kiss. Wrestle with him a bit. He just wrestles with him.
Except when Chuck Norris takes him out in a rowboat, he just roundhouse kicks him instead of shooting.
Exactly.
That's what that happens.
I mean, the Godfather needed more roundhouse kicking. We could agree on that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, one of my favorite things that happens in the movie, as they're sitting there having their lunch, you get the Polish Angel, this fat dude with his nips out in this mesh tank top. And he literally, this is what he's like, what's up? Me and the other cliches, Mr. Pirate and Biker Guy, were just shooting pool, trying to figure out something cliche that we could do. And we found out the main character was here. We thought it was time for us to come out and cause trouble.
The deranged village people show
Because
up.
what's more cliche than that? That's why I call it the cliche diner.
It is cliche diner.
And then they bust out into YMCA.
They really should have. That's all that was left to do. I mean,
Yeah, you saw the biker in the background.
It's literally like the bad guys, anytime the good guy shows up somewhere,
Yeah.
whether it's a convenience store, it's got to get robbed, or it's they're establishing them in the diner, we got to show that he's a tough guy. We got to have rando bad guys come out and cause trouble.
man.
And it was one time, just like a pirate.
When he came out, I spit my drink out.
Was anybody
no.
was there anybody intimidated by this when
Whoa.
they came out? And it was just like,
Yo,
dude,
Chuck Norris
like,
was shaking in his little trucker boots.
shaking in his bell bottoms.
I mean, if you walked in with a pirate hat,
The costume person, whoever was in charge of why the pirate hat?
They had a kid's box of
Why the pirate hat? Why the mesh top? They should have just given him nipple rings.
They had a box of kids' costumes that they left open in the back, and they said, pick a hat out for your
Pick a hat
character.
out, yep.
And that's what the
Guy
seriously.
was like, dude, I'm the pirate.
I'm the pirate.
I'm the
guy.
pirate.
Dibs.
I'm the biker.
I'm surprised it wasn't the
He
Blue
wants-
Oyster Diner.
It's me now.
He wants to challenge him to arm wrestling because we find out JD's the champ of arm. That's another fascination of the time, was this arm wrestling thing. And
Well,
so he's like,
that's where Stallone got the whole over the top thing.
for sure. And
Right.
Hands of Steel, too. We had
Exactly what it
I
was.
immediately thought of Hands of Steel.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, here comes Rodrigo or whatever the hell his name was from Hands of Steel, and he's a fat Polish guy this time.
Over the top. Stallone was a trucker that does an arm
He
wrestling.
was doing both.
Yeah.
and he
what I'm
was
saying.
saving his
Trucking and
kid.
arm wrestling.
He ripped off Chuck Norris. He
did.
Come on.
I mean, shifting's a lot of work.
It is.
I think
That's
we
how
just
his
got to
arms
go
are.
around to the truck stops and diners and see what's going on with these arm wrestling tournaments.
I know. Can I get in on some of this action?
That's what I'm saying.
The whole subculture of trucking.
I gotta be part of
industry is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
He asks if he can finish his lunch before he does this arm wrestling thing, and then the captain or Polish Angel, that was him. The Polish Angel was like, "Sure, I'll just be in here hanging out with the pirate, a cigar store Indian, and a nun or whatever in this other room, and you can come and we'll do it.
It's literally what he's like. We'll just be shooting pool.
Yeah.
We'll wait for you."
And I'll tell the whole time, even as they were having this conversation, when they're like, "Oh yeah, we hear you're the champ. We'll bet $10. You know, blah blah blah." I thought they were gonna play pool.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
And,
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
No, but it cuts to them arm wrestling.
And it smash cuts to them arm wrestling, and I'm like, okay.
A really long, drawn out, where no one moves at all for a while before Chuck Norris, of course, he's the main character.
And he roundhouse kicks
Well, he
him.
did the Hands of Steel thing. He made him think he was winning, and then he came back.
Came
And
back over the top.
The classic.
Of all the claims I've ever heard for how somebody was cheating, Polish Angel goes, "You hypnotized me."
You was trying to hypnotize me.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll happen. Well, it is Chuck Norris.
He got lost in Chuck's eyes.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Chuck Norris can do a wheelie on a unicycle.
It was all
I mean,
about.
come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen.
It could.
He can hypnotize you while doing arm wrestling.
And then talk about another trope here that is as soon as he goes, you tried to hypnotize me, and the Polish Angel punches Chuck in the face, everyone else in the room is like, he punched that guy, I'm going to kick this other guy's ass.
Yeah. He punched that guy. I'm going to hit him. And then the waitress is like, here's a serving tin. Ding.
This scene is played out 1,000 times in 1,000 movies.
At least.
1,000 times better.
Yes.
1,000 times in 1,000 movies, 1,000 times
Big
better.
melee brawl, whatever. Chuck gets out of there clean. He roundhouse kicks a couple dudes and gets out of there. We go back to Billy. Billy's run into
All
town.
necessary,
All
by the way.
super necessary.
All
because without that, how would we know that Chuck Norris is a capable fighter?
Nobody
Right?
would know.
He would roll into Texas City later and be like,
I'd
what's
have
this
my
guy going
doubt
to do?
through half the movie.
All we've seen him do is eat a salad. What's he going to do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
All right. We know he can toss a salad. That's all we know.
Okay.
All right. So Billy gets run in to see the drunk judge, and he literally, Judge Trimming stumbles in drunk.
Yep.
Basically, he says you're charged with resisting arrest, oversized load. You've got not proper signage on your truck. I mean, all of these.
It was a laundry list of overcharging.
No log.
And Billy, to his credit, is like not putting up with it, right? He's like, this is all BS.
Yeah.
He's like, look, it's going to be $250 or 250 days. Take your pick. And so what does bad Billy do? he takes the nightstick away from Officer Bowles and nails both
Just
of them.
right in the face.
Right in the face.
Like that is,
right in the top of the head.
It just, boom. He's got a cop on each side of him.
Yeah.
It's a good choice.
Assaults the cops.
Now you're in a felony.
But turns to run and was going to get away, but Mop Boy is guarding the door.
Oh, Mop Boy.
But he literally
Was it Mop Boy?
with the dude in the back of the scene the whole time, just mopped.
Just dancing with him.
Okay, just dancing with this mop.
Yeah.
And he tries to get out the door and he's doing the back and forth like this is his job.
Yeah.
And so Billy just has to dive out the big picture window in front of the building.
He's got to do a slow motion dive through the front window. Yeah.
Because he can get past two police officers, but not Mop Boy.
Yeah,
He was in the door frame, right?
UHF did something similar, with
I thought of Stanley Spadowski.
I was gonna say Stanley Spasowski
That's my mom.
posting up.
That's what I need, dude.
Well, if you've learned from any Steven Seagal movie, any action movie, you don't screw with the guy with the mop.
No.
Janitors,
It's true.
you don't screw with them.
Later, when he's
That
in the
cooks.
jail, we see Sweet Boy. Sweet Boy is in the jail later.
Oh, just sweeping the carpet. I wrote that down actually.
Did you?
Don't mind me, just sweeping the carpet.
Do they pay all? If these are the gypsies' jobs, they all you get Mop Boy and Sweep Guy.
Yeah.
There's no unemployment in that town.
That's what it is. It's like everyone.
See, that's a positive to the town. It's
a paradise.
There's no unemployment.
That's right. These gypsies, man.
No one makes a living wage, but no one is unemployed either.
No, it's all barter and trade.
Exactly.
So stupid.
Texas City economics.
That's hippie commune 101 right there.
But the only other way to know Chuck Norris really is the master that he is,
Yes.
you got to get a bedazzled collar
If only.
and then start teaching people to do some kind of breathing techniques.
He's
Then you
teaching
know.
people how to grow a third eyeball out of their forehead while in an Elvis jumpsuit. It had sequins down the legs
Yes,
like an
I
Elvis
know.
jumpsuit
I know.
and on the collar.
I don't know why.
It's the
This
only-
is how he wins in arm wrestling.
he wore totally normal out like t-shirt and
Yeah.
jeans the rest of the movie.
He had the Canadian tuxedo
Yep.
the whole rest of the movie, but this one scene is like,
for 10 seconds.
we're gonna do this.
This
we're gonna
10
go big on
We're
this.
gonna talk about guided meditation and
That's right.
whatever else he was doing.
Billy, when
I literally was watching this scene and I was like, is this even part of the same movie?
It could have been. You could pick that
show
up and
is
put it
deep.
any Chuck
they
Norris.
must have thought they had to tell the audience somehow that he knows karate. Everyone would assume when you come to a Chuck Norris movie, we don't need to know that, right?
Well,
This was early Chuck Norris.
I know.
That's
but
the thing.
He's been in Way of the Dragon at this
I know,
point.
but
with Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
maybe not everybody's seen that.
but I guess you also have to establish the skill of the particular character.
Yes.
This is not Chuck Norris. This is Truck Norris.
This is Chuck Norris. I think if Chuck Norris just started kicking
call.
people, no one would. Well, why didn't they tell us he knew how to do this?
Well, yeah. I mean,
A little bit on the.
those of us that have seen Knockoff, like,
Yeah.
how did JCVD just as a fashion guy just know how to take down
But
Chinese
nobody
terrorists?
Nobody cared because we know it's Jean-Claude Van Damme, so they never had to establish that Fashion Boy knew how to kick people.
Yeah, and Newton just knew how to
Rob
operate.
Schneider was the muscle in that.
Rob Schneider. All right, we gotta tell you what happens to Billy.
Yeah.
Billy jumped through that picture window and got tore up by jumping through that glass. And he is trying to run away. Bro trips about 47 times in the span of 10 feet. Okay.
And then stops to like as if this other hillbilly butcher,
Standing
like
in
this
the shop
dude's
window.
just standing in the butcher shop, like, "Ugh." And he's like, "Please, you gotta help me." And he's just like,
Totally nonverbal.
yeah, just like
Just says nothing.
just says nothing, just kind of snickers.
And then Billy runs into a dead end.
Yeah,
I gotta imagine it's a wide open town. It's an old West town.
you know that
He
dead
managed
end.
to find the only dead end. In town.
That dead end was featured 4 times in this movie.
They only have 3 buildings to shoot.
I'm just saying. 4 times this dead end made an appearance in different scenes.
It's a small town.
Billy's,
Yeah.
Billy's all bloodied up. He hits that dead end. You see the cops kind of marching up, patting their nightsticks.
Yeah.
And that's the last we see of Billy for a
That's it,
whole
man.
long while.
Thank God
yeah.
for that.
For a whole long while.
Poor Billy.
Poor Billy. As Chuck is teaching karate, or they didn't even get to that point, they're doing meditation. He gets a call.
Well, I mean, who knows? Because the movie's all over the place.
Right.
So why wouldn't this particular outline be all over the place?
He gets a call from somebody about his brother missing. Right?
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He now understands his brother never got to where he was going.
Yep.
And it's missing.
He didn't pick up the Lunchables.
And so he pulls out, and I want to spend a minute on this. The coolest damn van I've ever seen in my life.
A-team.
Since the A-team.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
that van, then the A-team van was the only
This
2
thing was-
vans in my youth I was like, I want that.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
four-wheel
lifted
drive.
Yeah, go ahead.
Four-wheel
four-wheel
drive.
drive. Yep.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that was.
It was a quadrivan, right?
Yeah.
It was a Ford. I don't know what year. I mean, the movie was 1977. It was on a lift kit and a damn eagle painted on the side of it.
airbrushed across the side. Just gorgeous.
Every time you started, you heard the eagle.
That's what I wanted to hear every time.
Every time Chuck Norris was driving it, Eagles just on either
Right.
side.
Yep.
Exactly.
And he's
down.
like, I'm going to Texas City. And you know what he's going to do to these gypsies when he gets there?
Yeah.
Do not fear me, Gypsy. All I want from you is your tears. Do not fear me.
Yep. That van didn't run on fuel, just ran on an American spirit.
That's right. He came to get some gypsy tears to fuel his American van.
Yeah.
Jak się masz?
You have many treasures. Who did you rob for this?
That's what I thought of when he went to the junkyard later. I was just like him going,
I will look on your treasures, Gypsy. Is this understood?
Did you just plan all these the other day for this?
I did. Of course he did.
come on.
All right, your minute's
I
up.
love you.
All right.
I love
sorry.
your dedication.
The van. I want the van. That's all I also have to say.
Yes, that van is amazing.
Well, I'm glad you guys thought the van was amazing.
You didn't think the van was amazing?
Oh, shut up, Ryan.
You know how hard it is to make a van look cool?
It's serious, right?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Would you have bought that van?
Oh, I'd still buy that van
I'd
today.
buy that van today.
I'd
You?
buy it
Yeah.
today.
Yes, and putting
Yes.
a mattress in the back.
4 out of 5.
Yes.
4 out of 5 awesome people agree. That van's badass.
It was all right.
It's
No,
like we're like the
just
dentist
don't.
in the toothbrush commercial.
It was all right.
Don't.
All right. No one cares about the 5th dentist that thinks your toothbrush did good work.
Fifth dentist, Ryan. That's your status for today. Know your place.
All right.
All right. Chuck rolls up and he comes around in the back way
4 out
because he
of
wants to
5.
avoid the roads, right? So he comes up the hills or whatever, ends up by
Yeah.
the Moonshine Boys who take a couple of pot shots at him. I got him, Pappy. He ain't gonna come this way again.
Yeah, because apparently that's just a thing. I mean,
They're like on break. I'm like, is
right?
this
They're
what
on
these guys
break with
do?
their.
It's
They're
like,
just like every
Tuscan
time.
Raiders.
Literally.
Fucking taking pot shots at Luke
Man,
Skywalker
they're
over
just,
here.
just shooting at every time someone comes up the hill. They just shoot at them for whatever purpose. Yeah.
well, let's get out of here. The rednecks will soon be back and in greater numbers.
Oh, they're all related too.
Seriously, he does end up at Wade's. So his car takes a shot to the radiator. The van does, not a car. My bad. He rolls up on Wade's repair shop, which is one of the buildings in this town. But we meet Arnie is there, and Arnie is Wade's little brother who's trying to get a tire off a rim. Sweet kid, looks like he's got some kind of disability,
He actually does.
which the actor does in real life.
does?
We found
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's actually JD is super nice to him, which is important for later.
Yes.
Because he treats him really well all the times that he interacts with him.
As you should do. Treat everybody with respect and dignity.
And he finds out, he thought he was the mechanic, but he's like, no, it's my brother Wade. He can fix anything. He's like, all right, where can I get a new radiator? Points him to the junkyard, essentially. Okay.
Right.
So he's like, all right, cool, I'll go there. JD goes to the junkyard.
You have many treasures. Who did you rob for this?
And I don't know what the junkyard guy's name is, but he was a tool. Do you guys even know his name?
Cletus?
Cletus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's from Greece.
Was like at
That's
the
all I
gas
know.
station.
Yeah.
Daryl?
Daryl.
Yeah. Cletus or Daryl or whatever
Richardson.
is at the junkyard, and he
Samsonite.
gets him a new radiator. It looks like a piece of junk. He overcharges him for it, and then this is important, but he tells him to deliver. He's like, for the price I paid, deliver it to Wade's for me.
Yeah.
And so that's Arnie, Wade's little brother, is coming, and they'll take the radiator back for him. Okay.
All 3 buildings away.
That's right. Now,
Past the dead end.
JD heads to find the judge, who is hanging out in
Yeah.
a creepy doll bar.
Yeah. Just like Dark Helmet. You know, he's got his little toys. You know, he's just like, you know, ooh, Jewish princesses are attracted to money and power. You want to kiss me? No, yes, no, yes. Oh, your helmet is so big. You know,
It's like a demented therapy session that's happening in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she's all dressed up in.
She's dressed like a doll, the bartender.
Yeah.
Dressed like
Yeah.
one. It's all decorated behind the. I imagine when the gypsies were given this town, right? And they're like, oh, here's the buildings you get. And one of them's like, oh, we got a bar. That's cool, but who's going to run it? And they're like, well, what about that girl that sleeps in a pile of broken porcelain dolls?
She'll do it.
And is totally out of her mind.
She'll do it.
Let her run the bar.
Right. Right.
And that's what happened. That's the only thing that makes any sense.
they don't have a movie theater.
Even the tables have dolls on them. They don't have a movie theater. You're right.
Come on.
I mean,
you got to get your entertainment
Look.
somewhere.
look, Thomas, he knew what he was doing in this part.
right.
Exactly.
Yes.
That guy, Thomas.
Thomas nailed it.
That's why I'm so
He
surprised.
nailed the production design.
You skipped right over him. I mean, he was the art director.
I didn't
All of
even
these
know
questions-
he existed.
All of these questions could be answered if we just had Thomas on.
Thomas should have been given more opportunities if that was him.
Yeah.
Thomas, email the show. Let us know what the hell's wrong with you.
Yes, he's definitely
This
still
was one
alive.
of them things where Thomas, they were like, here's $250,000. Do what you can.
Yeah.
And Thomas is like, I'm going to go bananas with this.
The Goodwill on all the creepy dolls.
My grandma's got an attic full of creepy porcelain dolls. Those will work for the bar.
It's just such a specific choice for the local bar.
Well,
That's out of left field, and I love it. I'm not criticizing it.
Thomas
I love
is at the premiere just going, he's got that one tear going down his eye. He's so happy. He's so
It's
proud of
master
himself.
it's funny because it's true, though, because like I was thinking the same thing where it's like, I actually kind of like this little weird aspect to this part because
Right.
it's not like it's the public bar.
No.
It doesn't seem like it's the public bar. Like it's just Judge Trimmings and his bartender, and they're playing chess, and he's quoting Romeo and Juliet.
There's so many movies, and this movie is guilty of it in parts too, where it's just reused tropes. I'm a fan of big swings. Take big swings.
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
It's just hilariously ridiculous in this case.
In this
Chuck Norris comes in and he's trying to talk to the judge who's not even responding to him. I'm here. I'm looking for my brother. I want to know who my brother is. The judge totally blows him off because he's trying to riz up crazy doll lady.
Yeah.
And they're having like, oh, he's got a little doll. You know what I want to do to you? Kind of like what you were doing with the Spaceball stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so weird that even Chuck Norris is like,
I'm done.
okay.
Just leave. Good. I'm good.
He leaves. He's not even going to press the issue.
If I had a beard, I would stay.
That's right.
Yeah.
But since I don't, I'm out.
Not at full
Can't
power yet.
roundhouse kick my way out of this
Right.
one.
So then JD
mental
goes
issues.
and try. Yeah, I can't kick your psyche in
Yeah.
the face.
He's not at full Chuck Norris. Yeah.
Okay, I have a logistics issue here. How the hell do you do a roundhouse kick in jeans?
Bro, you ever heard of the
special-
action jeans?
Yeah, they're action jeans. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
He sold
He's
these.
absolutely 100% correct.
Chuck Norris made them and sold them. It was the Chuck Norris action jeans. They were relaxed fit, but they looked like they were tight. And bro could like kick up in every direction. And
The way they were cut allowed you to do splits.
I mean, I have a hard time getting in my truck wearing jeans.
Okay,
You got to get the flex jeans.
you got to get the action jeans from
Okay.
Chuck Norris. You can
gotta
probably still get them
I
somewhere.
got flex jeans right now.
Do you?
Look at that.
Let's,
Look at that.
let's see a
Put your
roundhouse.
leg up.
Oh, yeah.
Put your leg up.
Fantastic.
Whoa.
I want to wrestle later.
I'm getting a cramp, guys.
JD tries the diner next, which at first glance seems like it's filled with normal, regular, everyday
Kind
people.
of. And then you start looking at the background. You're like,
Like how
just a bunch of empty cans and some expired milk jugs. But it was funny though. Do you mind if I had this one?
No, they're also a-holes. Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So he comes in, he's trying to get service, and obviously the cook was like, no. This is not your menu. You get this menu, which is
For out-of-towners.
Yeah, out-of-towners, which is higher price. And he's like, can I get, and he makes some stupid joke. Do they charge for the cream? And
That's right.
The waitress is into him.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
She has to be. She's
the character.
She's the character.
Get a banging. Yeah.
Otherwise, that doesn't work. That's right. I had breakfast this morning at a little place, and trust me, that doesn't work.
Sorry, go ahead.
But the best part, he keeps just knocking them down. He's like, I want to use the phone. No, phone's out of order.
That was broken.
I just wanted to mirror. Can you use the bathroom? Like, no, you can't use the bathroom. We have the shit bucket. Out of towners got to use a shit bucket.
Toilets for locals only.
That's for locals only.
The man, all he wanted was a donut and a phone.
Yeah, and a
That's
cup
it.
of coffee.
And a cup of coffee.
And a cup of coffee.
He's so disgusted he doesn't even eat his donut. He just leaves.
And
He
donuts.
said this
probably-
town's out of order, and he throws his money down.
Yeah.
Right? It's the only dramatic line he says in the entire movie.
Did you see him jump for that money, though?
The cops are waiting outside.
Hey, boy.
I hear you tried to order a donut in my town, boy.
You tried to use the toilet.
Right? They're literally waiting for him to come out of the diner. We don't take kindly to donut eaters around here.
Take your cream and get back up north.
Before I give you a nightstick to the face.
This is Texas City, boy.
It kind of reminds me of that Louisiana Justice SNL skit. Where everybody
This
from
here, Maine
Bird.
Justice.
Main Justice. You coming up here?
That's perfect.
I love that. If
Yeah.
you guys haven't seen the Main Justice with Jason
Oh my
Sudeikis, go look that up.
Oh my gosh.
You'll have
Sad thing
fun.
is, it reminded me of driving through Eagle.
Eagle, Wisconsin.
Yes. Or, I'm sorry, East Troy.
Why are you taking shots at East Troy?
Oh my gosh.
No, just the whole you ain't from around here thing.
Shots fired at East Troy.
Right? Of all places.
Poor East Troy. I mean, come on.
All 15 of them are going to be pissed off at me.
I know one of them, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
All 14.
the other 14.
The other 14.
Right.
Where's the other 14?
Around here, we drink coffee and you leave. We don't like people ordering donuts in their relaxed fit jeans.
You remember that time I got that speeding ticket in East Troy?
Yeah, I've gotten one there too.
Yeah, my vehicle didn't go over 55 because it was
Broken?
done broken.
Yeah.
And somehow I did 74.
It was done broken.
That's a valid criticism of East Troy PD. Sorry, guys. Arlene. Okay, so Arlene was the waitress that was kind of into him, right?
Arlene.
They run him out of town. They don't run him out of town. He roundhouse kicks these two cops when they
Yeah.
try to, and then he
I was
runs
just going
away.
to say, this is kind of like the first
Time we see him.
action scene of the film.
And it takes about 4 seconds. It's like Jason
Yeah.
Bourne's first time taking out the two cops on the
Right.
park bench, but
Right.
way cooler. And he runs off.
Jason Bourne was way cooler.
Yeah, that's what did I not say it correctly?
I mean, I was just
I mean, Chuck Norris
Did you have to
has a
say
level
that?
of cool,
I mean,
though.
Yeah.
syntactically, I was just clearing up any nomenclature.
No, it's
I don't
fine.
think anybody's arguing with you on that.
Oh, wait,
I
so,
don't need to say that, but
so how's Chuck Norris the good guy again?
He's trying to find his brother. These
Yeah.
guys railroaded. I
He's
know
got an
you're
awesome
a fan of
van.
Nothing But
His,
Trouble.
his brother, the lawmaker?
Not good what they're happening. What's happening?
The lawbreaker?
He didn't break any laws. They railroaded
He
him.
was over the war. He was overloaded.
It was a kangaroo court. That's one charge. They tried to
Kangaroos
charge
can't
him.
have justice.
respect authority.
They charged him with resisting arrest.
He did resist arrest.
Yes.
He jumped out the road. He broke
That
the
was-
window.
That was after they charged him with resisting arrest. It was pre.
You never got to see him actually being arrested.
So, dude.
He had his cell phone out, everything.
Arlene, the waitress, picks up. We're gonna move on.
We're trying to get James riled up.
I love it. Arlene picked him up down the road. So she left the diner, picked him up down the road, takes him to her house because he needs a phone. She knew he needed a phone.
Right.
Where he can call his friend Burton. Okay. And I love how every time they call Burton, the pile of empty Coors cans, is a little bit bigger than the last time we saw him.
Yes.
He's just sitting there drinking Coors all day. It's like it's his job.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we need more Burton.
We do. The title Breaker is every time he goes, psst, psst.
Right. He's trying to find information. Arlene's asking questions.
don't
He's
get
like,
it.
eat your sandwich and mind your business.
I don't get it.
Finds out that
Open the cans.
Oh.
finds
And
out
you
that
guys blame me for making podcasts long?
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Arlene finds out what's going on. She gets a story. She's like, well, I've got a story for you too. And so they go on, we're just going to call it The Walk. The Walk, where they get this awesome song.
The Crofton Seals in the background.
Is that what that was?
I don't know. It's
Two people in love.
I've heard these words once before.
It could have been. It was definitely very
woods,
light 70s light rock.
Hillbillies all around.
Sometimes you love each other when you're getting her backstory.
They're in their white clothing, just dancing among the doves to 70s light rock.
I had whiplash. It was so out of nowhere.
Yeah. This was another moment where I just stopped and was like, wait a minute. Am I watching the same movie?
And you can hear, like, they didn't completely remove the audio, so you can hear her telling about Christmas and, like, her whole, like, she's giving him her whole damn life story.
I'm so glad the music turned up and they turned her down.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
It was literally like J.D. Dawes just was like, I'm here for my brother, but now that I met you, let's go hold hands and go down to the river.
Frolicking. But the thing is that Chuck Norris lost his virginity before his dad did.
That's right.
Right.
So
True.
she's helpless. She's helpless in his presence. But it's funny because Chuck still was there about his brother. She tells her whole life story, and the minute she ends, the first thing out of his mouth is, so where's Billy?
What happened to Billy?
That's literally the line.
Yes.
You listen to her
Like,
whole
are you
life.
done yet?
Really?
You done? Sure? Okay. Can I get in a word?
Now, this next scene is fan-freaking-tastic. We get the town hall meeting
Oh, yes.
where they're all going to stand up and give their updates about all their impound scams, their moonshine sales quarterly, quarter over quarter or whatever.
That's literally what it is, yeah.
And there's a freaking graph chart, like a bar graph on an easel at the front of the room. And I know we joke and are sarcastic sometimes, like it was drawn by a 4-year-old in crayon, but this was literally drawn in crayon by a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just needed it to say business along the bottom of it or something.
It's going up.
And it's going
Business,
up.
And I was going to say
B-I-Z-N-E-S-S.
business with a Z.
That's right.
Like the backwards Z in Sidewalk Chalk.
JD comes in, just walks big swinging balls straight into the middle of this town hall meeting and stands right in there and says, I don't care about your scams.
I don't give a damn about your moonshine, your rip-offs, or any other part of this town. All I want to know is where my brother is.
And they clear the chairs, right? And like, we're going to have a fight. And they circle Chuck Norris. And you see he starts pulling these gloves, like, oh, dude, he's got his karate gloves on.
Gloves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't attack him when he's got his karate gloves on.
They don't know
Well,
that.
these idiots in this town didn't know that.
Man,
Because
they
we
have
had
guns.
The one dude's
don't-
got a pistol on him.
The one dude's got the pistol on him. And he's just like, I'm going to put my gloves on.
One guy standing there with a grenade. How'd you get a grenade?
Why'd you bring that to a town hall meeting?
Exactly. Why did you bring a revolver
nothing's
to a
gonna
town
be
hall?
here.
And grenade.
JD
I was worried about the chart.
kicks a bunch of them around, just starts smacking dudes. Of course, they're fighting them one at a time. Jackie Chan's onto the roof. Okay.
Yes. Crashes through. Everyone runs out and disperses.
He comes back into the courthouse and he gets this great line. Oh, that was really imaginative.
I mean, that was really imaginative.
From the judge. From Judge Trimmings.
And I wanted him to like, all right, tell me where my brother is.
Or kick him in the face.
Do something. But he's like, I'm out.
He just gives him the Chuck smirk, like, you like that, didn't you?
Yeah, and he just walks away.
I'm out of here.
I got to go fight these guys in the barn over here.
Yeah.
That's the next action scene.
Yeah.
But I'll come back.
I'll come back. We may resolve this. I don't know. I don't think so. We'll
circle back.
But we'll try.
Circle back.
We have enough. If there's a 12th day, we'll
circle
resolve
back
this on the 12th day.
By the way, you're the guy that's in charge of this entire town, but I'm just going to walk away right now.
Yes.
The butcher tackles him in this barn. And out of all the guys he beats up, the butcher does the best out of all of them.
Oh, my God.
Like, he didn't do too bad.
What?
He had him on the ground. He was wrestling him around.
Just sheer brute strength.
Yeah.
Choke him
The
out.
board. He had to knock him out with the board. Everybody else got taken out in about a second and a half.
Yeah.
Well,
This
I mean,
dude put up a fight.
well, it's pretty much his love life with the sheep.
He's
That's what I was
wrestling
gonna
pigs. He's got to hold them pigs down somehow.
He's been training for that his whole life.
Yes.
The problem is the pigs don't have a 2x4 or a 4x4, whatever it had.
The nice thing about these early Chuck Norris movies is Chuck is still fresh, And man, those roundhouses are crisp, and he's snapping these kicks off. Like, it's not like in Walker, Texas Ranger, where he's got to work to get his leg around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even
And
the
it was
ones he
just like-
misses hit.
I know.
Yes.
He whiffed on guys and they go flying.
Exactly. Just the breeze from
The
the
whiplash.
roundhouse.
Saying. Can we talk about I'm gonna stick you guy? That's the next guy that comes out with the pitchfork.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that we're
gets-
already on that guy?
Yes.
We've passed the butcher and their mud wrestling for
Yeah, he
that's
knocked him
all
out with the
45
board.
seconds.
That was kind of hot.
So I gotta stick you. He comes up with the pitchfork. And I'm gonna stick you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick you.
Stick you, boy.
I'm gonna stick you.
Roundhouse kicks the pitchfork out of his hand and then bitch smacks him about 4 times. It even made the
Yep.
knocks him out
My favorite one.
so hard that this other dude, I called him the oh shit guy, runs over and goes, oh shit, and leaves a dust trail. He ran away so fast, like
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog just came through there.
The shadow was still standing there when he left.
That's the guy that then goes and pulls his friend out of the house. This is one of the moonshiners. He's like, he's down here kicking everybody's ass. You got to come. He's pulling the guy down the stairs. Right then, Chuck shows up, takes out oh shit guy. And now we got to imagine this guy's about 4 steps above Chuck.
Yep.
Tries a half-ass kick. He catches, and then yes,
Just straight dick punches.
Bummer punch.
the best dick punch I've seen in a long
Dick
time.
punches him so hard he passes out. He's just a sack of potatoes. Just
Punched his balls right up into his stomach and he passed out.
You know how hard you got to punch a guy in the dick to knock him unconscious?
This is Chuck Norris. This is Chuck Norris.
It was the best. It was so clean. There was he caught the leg.
Yep.
His dick
Perfect
is at eye level.
Perfect camera angle.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's just dead square on. Just boom.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. It was my favorite part of the whole movie.
I'm glad that
I rewound it 3 times.
I'm glad that was your favorite part.
Just mummer punches this guy. It was so glorious. How pissed are you at your friend? He pulled you out of your house to get dick punched. He's in there doing whatever rednecks are doing while they're not making moonshine.
He's like,
They're sisters.
It's like,
I
come
was
on, you
gonna
gotta
say-
Cleaning his copper pipes inside.
gotta leave this still to go and get dick punched.
He's like, come on, you got to get out here. I'm like, bro, I'm never listening to you again, ever.
A lot of
You
lessons
imagine
were
they're
learned
talk-
in this town. A
talking
lot
about
of
it
lessons
later.
were learned.
He
I
goes
tell
and
you
gets
right
him to
now.
go see some. Remember last time you went and got me for something? I got dick punched. Do it yourself.
I woke up in a well or whatever that thing said.
Barrel.
Barrel, whatever.
55, yeah.
55 carat.
Yeah, that's right. He threw me in the barrel.
Gosh. Yeah.
Like, well, this guy's out. Tell me you didn't enjoy that? No.
Oh,
Okay.
4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 of us.
Man.
Actually had
All
fun
right.
with this movie.
Chuck runs
Wow.
away. He runs into the same dead end,
Yep. No, there's the
Yeah,
second
there's your
appearance
dead
of the dead
end.
end.
Wasn't stopping him though.
except the reason Billy was not JD. JD just karates the fence,
Exactly.
gets through it, and karates the first guy that tries to follow him
Yeah.
through, and gets all the way back.
Causes the domino, the classic domino. The guy's trying to come through the hole. He kicks him backwards, and they all go, "Oh
Yes.
no!"
He bottlenecked him. It was perfect.
Exactly. Perfect.
He gets
Stopped him
to
in their
his
tracks
van,
right there.
Right. He gets to his van, and they fixed his van.
Yes, they fixed his van for him.
Why would Wade, if they're trying to trap people here and keep them here, they had that radiator delivered, and Wade fixed it.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Are you saying there's a plot hole in this movie?
I'm saying, I would assume he'd get there, and the radiator's still laying on the ground.
Yeah.
And why would Wade have fixed his van for him so
Yeah.
he can get away?
Yeah. Like logistically, it would have been like, yeah, fix it yourself.
Right. Exactly.
Or car's still
Thinking
being
the whole
fixed.
engine would have been laying on the ground.
Maybe he fixed it before he realizes.
Yes. Or yeah,
maybe.
they should have just scrapped the whole thing.
We'll see.
It would have.
It would make more sense if the van was in the crusher the next scene.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they fixed it. They're like, no way in hell we're crushing this van.
Oh well.
Even Wade respected the hell out of him for
then-
this thing.
That van would have broke the crusher.
Yeah. But if they wouldn't have fixed the van, we wouldn't have got an awesome car chase.
I liked the van chase.
Yeah.
Van chase was awesome.
It's just him driving around these hills,
Yep.
chased by Strode and Balls.
Yeah.
The two officers in their cars, and he kept taking the van up these hills that the cars.
Oh, that's
couldn't
it.
get up.
That's the old. That's how you get away. Just hills. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna get away? Just go up a hill.
See the 4-wheel drive engage just chewing up the dirt as he's going up the hill.
Awesome.
You know, the thing is,
The first one they just drove around the hill.
yeah. The thing is that those old 4-wheel drive vehicles, you actually had to get out and engage the hubs
Engage
on
the
the
hubs.
wheels. So they didn't quite have that part. Like Chuck quicken out. Get it.
Chuck can do it from inside the van.
Chuck can engage for
He just
Rack me
looked
up
at
yet.
it.
That's
Yeah.
a new one. We'll do that one.
He just looked at it and it engaged. Just,
That's right. The van was like, I'm not failing. The second hill he goes up, that one the cops actually can't get up, and they get stuck halfway up the hill.
Yeah.
And that's how he gets away.
Or did the van even drive up the hill or just fly up the hill?
The second one, it looked like it was struggling, dude.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome. I loved that part, actually.
What were those Dodge Monacos?
You know, love is a
Spots?
strong word.
One was a Coronet.
The cop cars?
Yeah, I don't know what the other one was, but I know one was a Coronet.
Coronet, though.
That were they?
I tell you, I would love this little section of the movie. Just made me go, man, I would love to get a bunch of junk cars that ran.
Yeah.
Get an old open farm field and just play.
Let's make a short film.
Just for the hell of it, and just
drive
try
around.
to like 3 vehicles, try to stop 1 vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Just to see how far it could last.
Basically, just play Twisted Metal.
Exactly.
I get a steamroller. That's the vehicle I want.
No, that's not.
I'm going to win. I'm going to crush all your cars.
I get a tank then.
Look at it.
Why do you have to
That's
do
not the
this?
same thing as a
You're not
tank.
invited to this thing.
A steamroller is a
No,
road
you're not
vehicle you drive
invited.
on the road. You don't drive a tank
You're
on
gonna
the
be
road.
invited. You're invited, and you're invited. You're not
Thank
invited.
you.
Here's the thing about a steamroller. You don't have to be invited. It just gets there.
That's true.
We're gonna outrun you.
No one invites a
We're gonna
steamroller
outrun you.
anywhere.
Bro, I have a fast steamroller. It's really fast. You just got to turn the knobs on the hubcaps and then it goes. Just like the 4-wheel drive on the
Engage 2-roller drive.
2-roller drive. Surprised you didn't know that.
Steamrollers don't have to be invited anywhere. That's funny, though, because it's true.
It is. JD makes it back. So after this van chase, he makes it back to Arlene's house.
Right.
And Arlene's like, I heard there was a madman loose in town. Shut up, Arlene.
Don't worry, he got away.
Are we also...
Did you order a pizza?
This is another one of those scenes because the next cut is them sleeping together.
Exactly.
And
We don't get a scene. We just get them literally embracing. And then a nightmare has a Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Thank God the nightmare woke up before Chuck.
Yeah. I don't know if you know that Chuck Norris sleeps with a pillow under his gun.
It's perfect.
So this is this when I talked about it in the beginning about the PG. This is where I went.
Oh, yeah, because we get the tasteful kind of
Little nip slips there.
nip slip side boob.
There was a lot of it.
Yeah.
Not intentional, I don't think, but it was there.
Oh, they left it in there.
No,
You
it
think
was
so?
left in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
It-
yeah.
I
Like,
think it's left
it
in there
wasn't
because they didn't do
gratuitous.
second takes.
Right. It wasn't gratuitous.
He had
It was
11 days, man.
just a matter of she just happened to move her arm and then there was
Right.
her nipple.
Yeah,
And I was like,
just-
all right,
it
well,
happens.
well,
You know.
That's fine.
It's true.
I had a shirt on once and it
was
did the
there.
same thing.
It
We
did,
kept
yeah.
rolling.
There was definitely boobs in other
you just-
All of a
PG
sudden,
movies.
Joe was Rick Dalton. Hey!
There it is. There it is.
Man.
In the Mummerman movie, my nip slipped.
Did I?
He did. He had a
I
nip
missed
slip
it.
in
I'm
the moment.
gonna have to go back and look now.
Yeah, you have to.
It was when he was
Real
sponing
hard.
Kurt in bed, just like in this shot. We cut that whole scene.
It's in the extended cut.
It's in the extended cut.
It's director's cut.
right.
I can't wait for the 3-hour Mummerman director's cut. Where is it?
It's never coming out.
I want it on HBO Max.
All right, so he cuts to Judge Trimming's house, and he's dressing down his 2 cops. You worthless idiot. You suck. You guys can't catch
God.
anybody. And then out of nowhere,
Yep.
the judge has a smoking hot wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
that we've never seen the whole movie?
She was in the
Well,
beginning.
she was in the beginning.
Where?
Exactly.
I don't see her in the beginning.
It's like a quick cutaway.
No, hold on. Just calm down, James. In the beginning of the movie, when the judge was, saying, "Hey, we got the town. We're gonna name it Texas," it was panning around all the people. One of the people was his wife.
But how do we know that was his wife? That's what I'm saying. We don't.
You could just tell.
Because all you see is him trying to mac on doll lady and trying to get with doll lady in the bar, and then out of nowhere the scene she's like, "Time to come to bed, honey," and I'm like, "How? Who? What?
I mean,
Who are you?
Where?
Him?
Why?
Him?
He's a powerful man.
This guy?
Who? Him? This guy?
Yeah.
Drunky Brewster here?
Yeah.
JD also gets it on with Arlene. We see them sleeping together. I never laughed so hard. I stopped the movie. The next morning, he's in the kitchen, and Arlene comes in and goes,
"Are you and JD gonna get married?" Jesus told me.
Yeah, and the little kid. Yeah.
so the frozen dinners tip him off. The woman comes
the
out
Lunchables.
with the Lunchables or whatever.
Uncle, brother, cousin got a bunch of these.
Uncle.
It tips him off that his rig, because that was what the brother was hauling. Billy.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
Shelley's
literally verbatim.
Lunchables.
Yeah.
Verbatim. The line is
Yeah.
If you stay on to the post show, I'll give you my deep dive on TV dinners.
Oh boy.
Because I looked it up.
Yes, I cannot
All right.
wait.
Gross. Gross.
So here's the big moment where JD realizes
There's
that
only one place in
there's
town.
only one place that they could have got these Lunchables.
You have many treasures. Who did you rob for this?
The junkyard.
Exactly.
The junkyard.
Where the gypsies
Very
keep their
good.
treasures. Now,
Just past the dead end.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, as he's walking out of the house, there's a tire swing hanging from a rope, leaning against her house, up against the railing of the porch.
Okay.
This woman literally made her kid a swing facing a wall. And I know we've made that joke before.
That explains a lot.
But then it's right behind her when she's standing there watching him drive. He's like, "Pack your things. I'll be back for you and Tony. You're moving out of here and you're coming with me." And it cuts to her. She's like, "Oh, be safe," or whatever. And there's literally a tire swing up against the frickin' wall.
Well,
It explains so much about this kid who didn't look like he could make a single facial expression. Where in the hell these gypsies get a helicopter?
I mean, that was a pretty low-key makeshift helicopter.
eBay?
Was it? It looked like a perfectly fine, usable new helicopter.
Bell 47, I think.
Is
They
that what
borrowed it
was?
from MASH.
I was going to say.
Korean
it was-
era, yeah.
no, you know what? It was like that helicopter from You Only Live Twice. When they, like the guys show up and You Only Live Twice with all the briefcases and they just like put the helicopter together for James Bond.
He spots him. So I don't know what this guy's name is. It's not Wade. It's one of these other clowns in town. They're up in the helicopter, scoping out for JD.
Right. Well, okay. So it happens to be the one guy in town that's the pilot.
That can fly
And,
a
like,
helicopter.
he's like the recon permanent.
Right. He's
recon
like, I get to be the helicopter gypsy.
Yeah, exactly. Helicopter pilot recon gypsy.
And he comes over and flies over Arlene's house and he sees the van
Right.
sitting at Arlene's house.
Yeah. Parked in the-
After she told him park it in the back
I
because they'll
know.
see it all front.
Exactly.
Even Arlene didn't know they had a gypsy helicopter.
She must know.
She didn't know that he was coming over to look at her panties on the clothesline.
She
Should've
didn't
covered it in hay.
She didn't know that he was going to park in the back all night.
And then Mark pointed something out too. He's like, how would he know from looking at it that it looks like he was there overnight? It was just parked there. The van parked differently when it's parked overnight.
I could tell. I could tell.
It appears like it's been parked there overnight.
My infrared vision doesn't see heat coming off
Exactly.
the engine.
That's
we
right.
can tell that
Moonshine vision.
this engine has at least been off for 10 hours.
Oh my
This
god.
has to be the most talented gypsy of them all.
Yes.
I feel bad. I really feel bad for the doll girl. I mean, she got the bar, and he gets the
Right, he gets the
helicopter.
helicopter.
Infrared vision.
What if she was a helicopter pilot too? Well, she's like, I can even fly these things. He had to learn.
I don't think-
he read the manual.
And the judge was just like, "No, you're going to do the dolls at the bar."
That's right. JD goes to the junkyard, and the chopper guy spots him in the junkyard.
Yep.
Roaming around, between
Running
the cars.
amok.
And he starts to scream through the CB, which is now an intercom out of the helicopter. And he's screaming down to Cletus, who runs the Junkyard. He's in the lot.
He's by the Bonneville.
He's by the Pontiac. He's by the whatever. He's there. And Junkyard guy grabs a pickaxe. He's got a big one. He's going to go get him. And then he's like, no, this is too big. Puts it down, gets the smaller one, and goes after Chuck.
Good plan.
Why would you bring a pickaxe to fight Chuck Norris when you know all he's going to do is put it up your butt?
I mean, he's just going to roundhouse kick it out of your hand.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That guy obviously wasn't looking
That's
when
why
he
he went with the smaller one. If he knew one of them was going to go up his butt, I knew I'm going to pick the smaller one, right?
Inevitably. Which one? Which one do I prefer?
He looked at it and he said, no.
That's going to hurt.
This one's fine.
Should have taken the ball peen hammer then.
Yeah, I'm going to be crapping pancakes for a month.
That's the case. Take the Phillips head. I'll fight him with this.
Better yet, just a suppository.
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna fight him with this. I'm gonna fight him with a pregnancy test.
Take the 6mm socket. Just
6 millimeter.
Well, it's got to be 6 millimeter because it can't be a 10 millimeter.
No, you can't find those.
Yeah, can't find those.
oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. All right, so he fights his Junkyard guy. Arnie is Wade's little brother. Is there also? They're crushing cars because he gets a kick out of it, and he spots him. He finally, after
once again,
he beats up Pickaxe guy. He's got him. Where's my brother? Where's my brother? And I actually thought this was kind of funny how the chopper guys just scream. You keep your mouth shut.
Yes,
you keep your mouth shut.
Screaming at him.
Don't you say nothing, boy.
Don't you say nothing to him.
Zip those lips.
Cletus fakes him out to make him think that they crushed Billy in the crusher. Right? Because he just goes, no.
That's what. Yeah, I was trying to figure that one. Like,
Yeah, I thought it took a dark turn.
It was.
I thought this movie went south, McDade.
I thought they actually crushed Billy.
It
Is that
wouldn't surprise me.
Is that what you guys thought?
yeah.
I kind of figured that
In a
that
little
was
bit.
the whole thing when he's like, "Where's my brother?" and he's like,
Oh, I thought that. I didn't think the movie would go that dark. That's why I assumed he was just tricking him. But
I mean, well, once again, I didn't know it was PG.
Well, it was just the shot they had at like that car being crushed in the trunk. Right.
Right.
Like he was
I get it.
shooting a glance at the trunk of that car that was in there.
I thought his head would pop up. Just hey.
Yeah. But nevertheless, it works as a good fake out.
Help.
Psych.
And just
He knocks out while he's crying about his brother being crushed to death. He knocks out Chuck Norris with a piece of. I don't even know what that was.
His brother's truck.
As a piece of his brother's truck.
It's part of the door.
Oh, see, I didn't even put.
Yeah,
because
because it had the whatever in the beginning. He had the logo.
Oh
on it.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was actually a piece of his truck.
okay.
The irony. Thomas, man.
Thomas is all
is
over.
making it go.
Yeah. Once again, good call.
Good call.
Good call. I'm glad you brought Thomas to this equation because
He's
Seriously.
become the second most important person in this movie.
really,
With an equation would be two Thomas or Thomas squared.
What if his middle name's Thomas though?
oh,
That's just cruel parenting.
They throw unconscious Chuck Norris into the crusher to crush him.
Yes.
But of course he wakes up because the crusher would have just broke, like you guys said.
Yeah, he didn't want to
Right,
crush
right.
a crusher.
yeah.
And so they would have broke that very
Would have roundhouse
expensive
kicked it and it
piece of machinery.
would have been fine.
Just back open again. Mm-hmm. What if it closed? This would have been a good shot. It closes down, and you think that he's crushed, and then he's just using it to do bench press.
And then, yes,
It just cuts him in there doing this. It's going, oh, dude,
that would have been better.
awesome.
He's just doing push-ups. And
That would have been preferred.
Earth is just going up and down.
He's moving the bottom of the crusher down.
Chuck Norris is actually the one in there crushing the car.
Cuts to him ripping hoods open or trunks open, trying to find his brother in there. All right, I know we joked about some scenes. This is going to be uncomfortable. I know we've joked about some of the scenes and some of the movies talking about having a certain like pedo energy. What this actor that plays the judge did to this child in this next scene, the Arlene's son, was in all caps uncomfortable.
He hurt that kid.
Terrible. Smacks his kid on the backside. He's grinding him on his lap. He takes both hands on his upper thighs high enough up to make contact. He's grabbing and squeezing his legs, nuzzling him, getting really close. That kid
Shakes the kid. I mean, like,
it's
violently shakes him.
It's not even like it's so bad I don't even want to make fun of it. It's just gross and weird, and it was terrible.
It was bad. It was bad.
Really bad. And it's supposed to be his grandson.
Even worse.
So
in the
this
movie.
is right. This is when that part is revealed that now Arlene
Was his
his daughter-in-law, and the text that the town is
The
named
son that we
after.
never
right.
find out whatever
The
happened.
son that we never find out about. Right.
Don't know how he died or what the
None of it.
circumstances
Right.
was.
None of
He
it.
just
But
He's trying to get the son to tell him if she slept with Chuck Norris.
that's what did he spend the night last night?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Or did
Whatever.
your mom sleep in the van?
Ugh.
Did your mom sleep in the van?
JD goes to see Doll Lady again at the bar, and honestly, I don't know what he expects to get out of Doll Lady. It doesn't make any sense that he would go there.
she's a
doll.
a bag full of cats.
She is. That's what I'm
She's a
saying.
bag full of cats.
Yeah.
She's like permanently on cocaine. I mean, she probably has no idea what's going on around
I
her.
don't think she knows what year it is.
She hasn't
Probably not.
She hasn't slept in a year.
I don't think she realizes smoking is bad for children.
Wade gets the drop on him while he's in there with a shotgun and basically marches him into jail. Because you're right. The way he got out of that crusher is he kicked Cletus in the chest and he died from a kick to the sternum.
Yes.
Of course.
Well, it was a Chuck Norris kick.
It was a Chuck Norris,
Chuck
kick,
Norris kick.
totally valid. Not even questioning the plausibility of that.
Yeah. Now just
anyone
think
that
about
gets-
the dick punch. Just
right.
think how
That's a
bad-
miracle he's alive.
Yeah.
He can't see now though
he
because he's
broke
got
his
balls for
pelvis.
eyes.
How did
He
punch
only
guys survive?
he only on the dick punch. He only punches balls up to his stomach, not up through his heart.
Yeah,
That's right.
oh,
Right.
That's how that works.
He held back.
Yeah, he held back. Pulled his punch.
It's like when you hit somebody in the nose upwards, it goes into their brain.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with a ball punch.
Right.
I got it. For sure. The judge comes by the jail and they have an impromptu court hearing at the
Oh
cell.
my gosh.
And basically says, you're guilty, I find you guilty, you're sentenced to death.
This is when they put him in the jail cell that has hay in it.
Yeah.
I was expecting
What if he's hungry?
A bed of hay. Till-
Boy, got to eat something.
A lot of people are pointing. It's not hay. That's straw.
Oh, that's straw.
That's straw, guys.
That's straw. That's barley.
Yeah, because you
Point of
know
order.
we'll get the comments. Actually,
Yes.
that's straw.
Excuse me. It was straw. Okay. Hay's for horses.
We know there might have been a horse in there. I mean,
Chuck Norris.
Speaking of horse barns, Arnie is having an existential crisis because
With a lion.
as he's Chuck's being marched to jail, he overhears them talking about all these false charges. They know it's not true.
right.
And so he's in the horse barn crying with some stuffed lion.
He pulls a stuffed lion out of a box
Feed bucket or
the
something.
feed
Yeah,
bucket.
the
Yeah.
feed barrel, yeah.
Yep.
And he realizes Billy is tied up in the horse barn. He
Yeah.
sees a prisoner in there. Now, we don't see who it is yet, but we know it's Billy.
What a great artistic choice from Don Hewlett there, huh?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's give it up to him.
the
Yeah.
the music,
Oh, yeah.
Billy crying, and then like the quick cutaways to the horse, and you see that the horse is kind of like
Yeah.
"Whirr, whirr," and then it's like
The horse is worried about Billy.
then there's like that Captain Howdy. There's like that Captain Howdy cut where it's like all you see is like the quick 12 frame
That's right.
flash of like the bound hands and a mouse running over it.
And all I could think of the whole time was,
Do not fear me, Gypsy. All I want from you is your tears. Please give them to me or I will take them.
all right.
All I
so
could think of was, wow, 30 seconds of credible filmmaking in this movie.
He got really obsessed with horses at the end of this movie. I don't know why.
That was another thing. Yes.
We'll get there.
We'll get
Arlene,
there.
Arlene takes
Stallions.
off on a dirt bike, okay, to find her son because the kid dipped after he got touched inappropriately. He ran out of there.
Yep.
Arlene takes a dirt bike to go find her, wipes out,
Does the old up the hill trick.
runs like a
old-
person that learned how to run yesterday.
Yep. Yep. And then just gently ditches the bike to its left.
Yes.
And goes like, oh, that's it. We're screwed.
Bike's dead.
Bike's dead now.
Doesn't work.
There's nothing I can do.
It has to be vertical to work.
That's well,
usually how they
you're
work.
not wrong.
Once it goes horizontal,
Yeah, you're
done.
scrap metal.
Doesn't he like
at this point in time?
he feels underneath it or something? And
Nothing.
there's just dirt bikes on their side all over the whole country.
Yep.
It just
Land
can't
there.
be used anymore.
Look
Yep.
at him. Well,
used.
Yep.
well, we're walking now.
She does find her son hiding in Strode's cop car, who just left it there after he got ditched.
I was gonna say Strode and Balls. They've been absent for a while.
They
now.
left the car there after
Yeah.
the van got away or whatever.
Right.
So
Yeah. Right.
he's hiding there. And she uses the CB to call in all of JD's trucker friends.
Okay, I just didn't want to step on the joke. I thought
No,
you were
no,
gonna
no, I was just setting it up.
I thought you were going to say she called for Gondor.
Basically,
Gondor, we need aid.
and Rohan will answer. And you just
the
get
horn.
the
No,
would've
instead we get Mud Flapper.
Yup.
We got Mud Flapper and
Oh, my
Chicken
gosh.
Choker.
How amazing that would have been.
Meat Slapper, and all these guys are out there.
If only we should re-edit it and then put the Lord of the Rings theme over that scene.
Oh my gosh.
Where it's just
With
like,
the same guys going like, yeah, man, we got
Right.
10-4, we got Mud Flapper here, and Pappy Parker, and
I mean, come on, it's on par with Return of the King when the Rohirrim charge at the
Hootenanny
Plenor
Jones
Fields,
is here.
right?
I got one more thing on this. I talked about this earlier. This is my new phrase. I think it's going to apply to a lot of movies.
Please.
Disproportionate retaliation.
Okay.
Look, that is like
First of all,
You mean like killing a guy?
yeah, just like escalating something way too far
Got it.
for the reason of just movie plots.
Okay.
Disproportionate, retaliation or disproportionate, escalation. Right? Fuck, I can't say what's that?
yeah, escalation.
Escalation. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my new phrase.
So you thought
love
that
it.
this was disproportionate.
The truckers coming in.
the truckers coming in,
Rallying all the
destroying
boys.
Just be like, this random person on the CV's
right.
like, we need help. That's it.
That's right.
We're
Let's
taking
go.
this town. We're taking this town out.
Get Slip Shooter in here.
Yep. Demo Derby town,
right.
boys.
Dr. Hooter Quack.
It's a drive-through gas
butter.
station.
Wow. Get them all. Get them all in there.
They're there, big buddy.
But it was J.D. Dawes, though.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, we got to rescue JD.
Right.
I know.
J.D.'s there. Here we come.
The guy who's been gone in Alaska. Yeah, everybody still talks about him daily.
He's back for
Everybody
5
knows
minutes.
J.D., man.
Everybody knows JD. He
They
wins
come
in arm wrestling.
They start tearing through the entire town. And
Okay, there's a lot more build up there.
Wade,
Not really.
well, not really. They just drive through the town. They're
just
like,
drive, yeah.
oh, you hear that thunder rumbling?
the thunder rolls.
Just an earthquake.
Thunder rolls.
They run.
Strike.
They run Strode's car.
Okay,
off
so
the
now
road.
we're on my favorite scene of the movie, and
They
what,
run-
I'm 1 for 5.
They run Strode off. He's like,
Man,
what do you say? You need a 1-100 or I don't know, whatever the
10-100,
10-100. What does that even mean? I don't know.
taking a piss.
Taking a piss.
yeah, 10-100 isn't even really like a real thing.
Wade marches while all this is going on. Wade marches JD out to shoot him behind the barn, like he was told to do. But Arnie interferes, and so JD ends up getting shot in the stomach. Chuck Norris does,
Yes.
and Arnie is shot and killed by his brother as they wrestle over the gun.
Right.
Yep.
And it's Arnie's death that makes Wade want to help Chuck Norris.
Yeah. And the fact that Chuck Norris's shirt's open. And you see the first
Yeah.
This is the
glimpse
first glimpse of the
chest hair.
Yeah.
That deflected the bullet.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's just the
Because he's
manliness.
fine.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
He walked it off.
I mean, he gets shot in the abdomen, and he's like
okay.
fighting guys the next scene.
We're all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Got any Tums?
It's just a flesh wound. It's like
Yeah.
some Jack Slater crap from Last Action Hero. Take him back to where this is just a flesh wound. Shot right in the stomach.
Yep.
And also, JD gets into the barn because Wade says your Billy's in the barn. JD gets into the barn to find Officer Bowles beating up Billy, smacking Billy around, and Norris's rage activates and kicks this guy through a building,
Yes.
Through a building.
Yeah.
literally through
Yeah.
the barn.
Yes.
In slow motion.
Yeah.
Right?
He's the most terrifying. I was like staring straight in the eyes of the devil. He just screams, "Ah!" like close up into camera.
Yeah.
Runs. We never even see the kick. We just see Bowles flying through the
That's
building.
true. We don't see the kick.
No.
It's smash cuts to the smash.
That's right. Blam.
Yeah.
And it was a totally no sell on Bowles' part. He stands up and very nonchalantly puts his hand to his chest like, oh, my sternum.
Yep.
It's more or less his feelings were hurt.
And then he leaves.
That's where he carries his anxiety.
That's what it was.
I carry my anxiety right here. He's like, this is.
He's just like, damn, I got a little heartburn.
JD's like, I will have your tears, Gypsy. And he chases after him. And then has another fight with Bowles outside the barn. Bowles throws hay in his face, throws a tire at him, and eventually is able to run away.
You can't.
Right.
You can't do it. You can't get away from Chuck Norris.
And this is where the truckers start literally driving through buildings.
Yes.
Literally.
Literally
Not
drive.
figuratively.
Yeah.
It's literally.
This was
They've
your
kind
favorite
of-
scene?
Basically.
What is it? Why? What was it about it that?
Because it was finally a moment of awesomeness.
That's when all the action
Please
happened.
elaborate.
That's all I got for you guys. I mean, I literally.
No, but I mean, are you talking about the literally just the trucks and driving through buildings, or is it about the Chuck Norris stuff in this scene that was awesome? And what was it?
No, it was the rallying cry.
The rallying cry of the truckers.
It was the rallying cry of like, finally, this is like breaker.
So to you, this is not a disproportionate response.
Not at all.
All
of these guys, all of
I agree
these
with Joe.
truckers, all of these truckers, there's this reputation about Texas City, California, and Strode.
Yeah.
And it's all amongst the diners and the pool halls of Southern California, right?
That's right.
Now, finally, it's like, oh, I got victimized by Strode. And someone else is like, oh, yeah, I got victimized by Strode. And it's like, well, you know, when we're singular, we're getting victimized by Strode, but now breaker, let's come together.
I do have to say,
All 5 of us.
I will.
Hey, there was 8.
I think it was 6.
There was 8.
I do have to say though that I was finally pleased because I was like, I thought this was a trucking movie.
Exactly.
And there was a huge
You sure about that?
There was, yeah.
Sure about that?
The movie is literally called
98% of it
Breaker.
was not trucking.
Did
and
you-
it was like, finally, some trucks.
Wait, and someone, please, at some point, throw the actual movie poster up for people to see.
I will.
Because
I
it's
will.
literally like advertised
A trucker
as a
movie.
trucker movie.
There's
Yeah.
no trucking.
And there's no trucking until the last 5 minutes.
No. Here's what I'll give it some credit, considering that every helicopter explosion we've seen in all the American Ninja movies are toys.
Yes.
They actually blew up the helicopters.
Yes.
So respect for that.
I love-
Take a moment for that.
But once again, I love how this truck is just like, he's kind of like going around this way and he like sees the guy running towards the helicopter. So he's just like, and like whips the truck over and he's like, all right, I'm going to take you. Boom.
Bro can't start the helicopter because of plot.
And then,
And he just gets, the whole thing explodes when he crashes into it.
Exactly.
It was awesome.
yep, it was.
But that wasn't a miniature. It was great.
And then what do we finally get?
What do we finally get?
We finally get the destruction of the dead end because a truck drives right through that dead end that has been such a plot point for us.
No more of Chuck Norris's
more.
brothers are going to get trapped in this.
No longer will this dead end was restrained.
Can we talk about then, while all this, I mean, Judge Trimmings, with pandemonium happening everywhere,
Yeah, he's finally going to sleep, huh?
goes home and gets in bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's tired. Sure.
They were going to resolve this on day 13. I'm seriously. They're gonna have, Chuck Norris and him were gonna have a fight out at the end, but they were like, nah,
Is that what it was?
we're out of time.
It was so
The guy,
out of nowhere.
the owner of the ranch came home early.
We didn't get to film the scene where he kills the judge.
It's okay.
Right.
Which is, well, I mean, that's why the cutaway to when they're like, let's go to Judge Trimming's house. And you basically see like this tiny miniature with this wall that's already concaving before the truck even comes through.
Right.
And then this little like RC truck that just goes like,
I really think they used a scene of him getting into bed from another part of the movie,
literally, yeah.
right? Because it makes no sense that he'd go home and get into bed while this is happening. Why is his wife in bed
Sure.
while this is happening?
Innocent.
Yeah.
And he just, she's not, why are we killing her off?
Well, I don't think the truckers really gotta, who's the bad guy, right? I mean, think about these truckers driving through buildings that they don't know who's occupying this.
You're right.
Could be an orphanage for all we know.
The whole
Not no more, not.
the whole trucks driving through thing. I think unfortunately the guy with the paralysis was the one driving in front, and he accidentally went through the building, so everybody else did.
Dottie put him behind the wheel. He's like, I told you I can't turn right.
I gotta do this one for me.
Dottie needed a nap.
These are all
Yeah,
questions that we didn't even think of until
No.
Avengers Age of Ultron.
What the hell does
What?
Age of Ultron
What?
have to do
Yeah,
with
you
this?
got
Because
me on that
Age
one.
of Ultron is the first movie that brings about like some collateral damage factor to like our heroes doing their job. Because like,
Sokovia, yeah.
yeah, like you get the whole Sokovia Accord and all that, and it's like, did we think about that when we were watching Batman Begins?
No.
When he's just like, let's just blow up the monorail track.
But we
and
certainly
have it-
thought about it at the end of Man of Steel.
But then we
Yeah,
exactly, and that's right, and that's the thing. It's like back then when movies
was
were
just a joke.
really awesome.
Relax, dude, it was a prank, bro.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what the
Come on,
trucker
man.
said afterwards. It was just a prank, man. The judge gets into bed, and then we see a cutaway to a truck. We assume he dies. Truck goes through the building. That's the end of Judge Trimmings. We'll just say that was the end of Judge Trimmings.
And where is Sergeant Chode go?
Officer Bowles is hanging out at the horse pen.
Well, we know where Bowles is. Where's Chode?
We don't know.
Don't worry about it.
Casually lounging.
around back.
Officer Bowles is just casually lounging with a bottle of wild turkey.
Yep.
He's like, after I threw that tire at you, I just wanted to come check out these horses. He's just casually sitting up there.
What does he say?
The flies all over his face.
Yeah, there were a lot of flies.
There's a lot of flies in that scene.
There are a lot of flies in the movie. That's for
And he
sure.
just goes, you want a drink?
Yeah.
He's
No.
what's the line?
fight?
It is something like that. He's like,
You want a drink?
Oh yeah, that's what I said. Just
He's like, yeah, your blood. Chuck Norris drinks blood. That's not a joke.
No,
Okay.
not really.
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding.
Is there a half button?
Chuck Norris threw a
give you half a-
grenade, killed 50 people, and then it exploded.
That's one. Give him that
There
one.
we go. We'll go with that one.
Perfect. All right, so he's like, we're going to fight, basically. Chuck Norris activates his slow-mo powers.
Yes.
And the rest of the scene.
Face zoom in.
Chuck Norris sped the rest of the world up.
I love it. Now, the cut-ins were awesome.
Yes.
Because it was like, Chuck, Officer Bulls, back to Chuck, back to Bulls, the horse. And the horse is like, shit, am I in this fight? I don't want to be in this fight.
He's like, oh, whoa.
Why are you cutting to me?
There were a very large amount of cutaways to this particular horse.
The horse is unintentionally included in this fight.
That horse
Yeah.
so confused.
The horse is trying to get away. It can't because it's stuck in slow motion.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the pen.
Stuck in slow motion in the pen.
Horse
like-
just trying to avoid a dick punch. Just
It was like having a Chuck Norris. Like, you can't run. You know what I'm talking about?
Basically.
It's like, oh.
He's having a nightmare. You can't run away from Chuck Norris fast
man.
enough.
He had a Chuck horse.
Get a Chuck horse. All right, there's slow-mo fighting.
Man.
At one point, Chuck goes to walk away, and Bulls goes, Dawes, you son
Are we
of
going
a
to call it
bitch."
fighting?
You son of a bitch!
The whole son of a bitch thing, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't that? Didn't they do that in Good, Bad, and the Ugly?
I think so.
Yeah.
Was that before or
And
after?
exactly.
I tell you what,
This
the
is
scene there
Yep.
with the whole circular and the triangle thing, I mean, it was very Sergio Leone.
Oh, yes.
That's why they needed the horse, James.
That's to complete the triangle.
They needed to complete the triangle. They needed to complete the triangle for their Good, Bad, and the Ugly homage. Is what they
Give me
needed
a
to do.
break. This guy's...
Exactly what it was.
Chuck tries to leave.
I'm gonna tell you, 50 years ago when they were in the production meeting for this, that's exactly what they said.
The tension.
What are we gonna do for tension building at the end?
Love it.
We need 3 people. Well, we only got 2.
We drank the wild turkey.
Which,
What if he gets blasted
what
on
if there's
Wild
a horse?
Just cuts back.
Turkey? Put
to
a horse in there.
What if there's a stallion, guys?
There's not even a horse. It's in Chuck's mind.
It's his
He's
third
the
eye.
stallion. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's why the horse was imitating his moves
Yeah.
while Chuck
Yeah.
was fighting.
Yeah.
He was teaching it karate.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
He used his third eye to control the horse.
And this is why. After the Dawes, you son of a bitch.
Which is also in slow motion. Even
Yeah.
my son, Grant, is 14. He's like, does he also have to talk in slow motion?
Yeah.
I was like, Grant, just, yes, this is how this
Yes,
works.
this is how it works. This is how everything works at the end.
Okay.
It's the 70s.
Chuck, the full dead Stallone, Tom Cruise run.
Yeah.
Yep.
They show him getting ready to launch like 3 different times. Then he launches flying kick straight to the guy's chest. He's dead.
Is he?
Dead. Oh, 100% killed that guy.
Yeah.
That was it, though.
Even the horse could tell.
That's when the horse is like, all right, well, I'm out of here now.
Well, no. Chuck Roundhouse kicked the horse out of the stall.
Arnold style, just went
Yeah.
after the animal. What would you say the moral of the story is?
Stay out of small towns.
Stay out of small towns. Yeah.
That's a good question.
The moral of the story.
There's her moral.
The moral of the story is never give gypsies a town. That's the moral.
yeah,
of the
I
story.
think that's fair.
Don't choose trucking as a
They
Profession?
profession. That's
Or
another one.
hobby, I guess.
Yeah.
Gypsies can wander the
maybe the
forest
moral
all
of the
they
story-
want. Don't give them their own town.
Maybe it's just about the struggle and the freedom from captivity. Hence why the last part of the movie is a horse who was in captivity is now free.
Right. And now JD's going to be free.
Right.
That's why
Yeah.
he's not going to be that boy's daddy
Exactly.
because he's just going to leave.
It's all about freedom.
Right. It's all about freedom.
Because Eagle Vanny's gonna book out, man.
Arlene's never seeing his ass again.
Never.
I guarantee you.
He's got one love, and it's the road.
He dipped. That's right.
It's the road.
Yep.
He's like, Arlene, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. But my life, my love, my lady is my truck.
It's my truck. It's my truck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, that's the movie. That's Breaker Breaker. And it's time, as we always do, to give this thing some awards. Please pull the head off of the wall because it's time for the Will Patton Award for Intensity.
You want a war? give you a war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever
The time they kicked that horse. The Will Patton Award for Intensity is the award that we give out to the actor who displayed the most intensity in their role. The one that brought it, even though they were in this trucker movie starring a babyface Chuck Norris. They made sure they took their thing seriously and gave it all they had. So we will, as always, start at the other end of the table. So, Joe, who is your nomination for the Will Patton Award for Intensity?
All right. I have my main pick, but it's hard because his character was such a sleaze bucket. And I don't want to like reward that, but at the same time, just the intensity. George Murdoch is the
They granted us a city charter
as the pseudo judge, yeah.
Yep.
My next choice would probably have been the moonshiner that got dick punched. that would be my number 2.
Just for really taking it.
Yeah, he took
know?
that like a man.
Yeah.
He's not a man anymore now. But
No.
Got his inverted nuts just like a squirrel.
Unintentional transition
I was
surgery.
going to say that's when you get Chuck Norris sexual reassignment surgery. That's what happens.
I know it's going to get censored, but that's Chuck Norris's way of saying to go fuck yourself.
All right. Oh, my gosh.
that's true. It's true.
Mel, who you got?
I got to go with, for Will Patton for intensity.
Yeah.
I got to go with the horse.
The horse.
Yeah.
All right.
He was intense
He was
the entire time.
Intensely trying to get the hell out of there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That horse wanted nothing to do with that scene.
It was between him and the cook.
Look, man,
Really?
I was gonna go a different way as I was watching the movie until rage mode activated, and I went Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris.
Fair enough.
Like I said, just looking like staring in the eyes of the devil himself. I was just like, yo, he was dialed. I thought Chuck in general was dialed in this movie.
Yeah. You
Oh
thought
yeah,
so?
I thought so
For
sure.
intensity?
Absolutely.
Really?
He, other than a couple times where he smirked at Arlene or was joking with Burton at the diner in the beginning, he was like on fire.
Or his homoerotic
For how much I paid for that thing, you can take it back over there. He went into Doll Lady and he was like, "Where's my brother?"
Yeah.
I don't care about your scams. Nothing. I'm not leaving here without my brother.
Unless you do some really weird crap, then I'm out.
Oh,
Yeah.
the flying kick at the end. I mean, come on.
Or like his dude on dude mud wrestling scene was,
You're the one that seems preoccupied with the mud wrestling.
He really
scene.
does.
the whole thing.
Dirt wrestling.
Are you saying he's projecting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
You're right.
Bruh.
I wish I was the one mud wrestling Chuck Norris.
Bro, go ahead, Ryan. Who's your nomination for the Will Patton Award?
This one's easy for me.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm throwing it to my boy, Jack Nance.
who the hell is Jack Nance?
Jack Nance played Burton.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
the walking cliche.
He brought it.
Yeah.
He brought the eyes.
Intensity?
He brought the bug eyes in the 3 scenes. In the 3 scenes that Jack Nance had to work with.
Straw cowboy hat.
He brought the body language, the eyes. The
beer
That's what I'm
cans.
saying. We needed more Burton in this movie.
I had an inkling during the Daredevil episode when you picked Colin Farrell that you didn't understand the Will Patton Award for intensity. And now I know for sure that you don't understand it. What in the hell did Burton do that was intense in this movie?
The eyes.
Nothing.
Did you see him pour those beers?
Yeah, you see him open them
The
cans
eyes.
of Coors.
Sat there and drank Coors and was like, I need pigs and I can't smell my feet.
Do you know how intense his bathroom session's
know
going to
what?
be?
Hey.
You have no idea how this award works.
That takes energy. Will
Over at the
Patton
kids'
could have
table.
played that role.
Ryan is just wired a
sure he
different
could've.
way, James.
Will Patton could have played the role of Burton,
We
and it
haven't
would
had
have
a double
been
vote yet,
phenomenal.
right? It's all one vote
No.
per. Mueller, where you at?
I'm torn here. Originally, I wrote down the eagle on Chuck Norris's van.
Yeah.
But I might have to make this vote count.
All right.
All right.
I have to go with Chuck.
Chuck
Yeah.
Norris with 2 votes.
It's fine.
We're going to turn to the patrons here. If you'd like to participate yourself and have your awards read on our show, go to patreon.com/badmoviesrule. Mark Gussick wrote in.
Always with Mark.
First time back, I think, since American Ninja 4. And he went with Chuck Norris.
There we go.
Okay.
No surprise here, I'm sure. Probably.
The man could kill two stones with one burn.
It's true.
That's Chuck Norris.
He says probably the best martial arts I've seen on screen in a long time. That's from Mark.
That's a
Because
strong.
he's been watching American Ninja.
He's been watching American Ninja.
That's what I'm saying. He's
Chuck
watched
Norris went into the fight.
2, 3, and 4.
Just closed the door on the fight.
Oh, it's a palate cleanser.
Daryl Pinter and also his son Jacob did this with him, his 16-year-old son.
All right.
They went with George Murdoch. That's a second vote for George. Says,
That's fair.
we were split on this between the judge and Arlene, but in the end, he gave this role his all for sure from start to finish. I really believed he was drunk the whole time, so he went with George Murdoch.
Probably was.
3-2 right now.
I think he was.
He probably was. James Pulley also joining us for the awards today. Said, I'll have to go with the truckers that got to drive through houses and barely miss people. They actually got to have fun, in my opinion. It's true. And the quick shot of one of the passengers holding his dog as the truck ran through a wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's right in the passenger seat,
Yep,
right?
just
Just hold on to his dog.
Yeah.
Leave the dog at home. What are we doing? Like the actor got into the truck. He's like, this is the part where we film the scene where we drive through the wall.
Yeah.
All right, get up here, buddy.
Bring mine. Yeah.
Put your head out the window.
Have a script
on,
supervisor
Bailey.
hold the dog or something.
Come on, Bailey. Up in the
Maybe
cab. Let's go.
it was another one of those like selective idiosyncrasies on the part of Don Hewlett.
Got it.
Yeah.
Like the doll thing.
Yes, exactly.
Or is it Thomas?
So with all of that, that means that Chuck Norris is going to win the Will Patton Award.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Intensity.
Come on,
You don't
guys.
argue with Chuck Norris.
You don't argue with Chuck Norris. All right. Next up, we give out an award for who the worst actor in the movie was. We call this one the Steven Seagal trash can filled with dirt.
Trash can, oh trash can, it's a trash can full of dirt, yeah.
Love never dies, and neither do they. Love is eternal, and that's a long time.
Yep. Diabetes never dies.
So, Joe, who is your nominee for the Steven Seagal trash can filled with dirt?
This is hard. This is difficult.
You have 50 options.
Well, I know, but to choose the best one out of them all.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Man.
Do you want to come back to you?
No. I think I'm just going to say, I'm going to get heat for this.
I was going to say Chuck Norris.
Who is this special needs kid?
Oh.
What?
Arnie? Arnie's getting it.
You're giving it to Arnie?
Maybe.
John DeFusco.
Is that
you guys name someone?
John DeFusco.
John DeFusco.
John DeFusco.
Was it really necessary for him to be in there?
I don't know. I mean, he had a big part in the movie.
Yeah.
He did have a big
I
part.
don't know.
Just it wasn't buying it. You thought he was faking it.
I did.
I did. Because when we found out he was actually you were surprised.
I felt pretty bad.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I didn't know too. I thought he was an actor. I mean, he was an actor, but I thought he was acting.
Yeah.
I guess I should
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
He was acting special needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So really, in 77, they casted a special needs actor in a special needs role.
Right. Super inclusive.
Super inclusive. Look at that.
Look at that.
Good job, Breaker, for breaking barriers.
That said, he was a terrible actor. I agree with you.
Just saying.
Mel,
Sorry.
who's your nomination?
I don't know.
See?
So I wrote down like 6 of them.
Nice.
And I thought I'd be able to just pick one on the fly.
You want us to come back?
No, I don't want to come back to this at all.
We would really like to move on from this one, huh?
Pick a name out of the hat.
You know what? We'll go with the entire town.
The entire town.
Yes.
Every single one of them.
Every single one.
All right.
All of them.
All right, Farrell, who you got?
I specifically did not like Don Gentry as Strode chose.
Strode.
Yeah.
Officer Strode.
Yeah.
He never did anything else.
No.
And neither did the other officer, who I went with. I went with Ron Sedillos as Officer Balls.
I'll tell you, Balls and Chode, right? Like, at least Balls kind of like gave some.
Had some.
Yeah. At least that's true too. At least
But he was a
fought.
brick. He was like a brick, dude. The dude
Yeah.
he fought Chuck Norris.
Fell over like a brick.
He just fell over at the end, he's like, "You son of a bitch, death," and he just
kind of hung there.
Yeah, he took
sat there.
the flying
up
kick
here.
to
I'll
the
tell you this.
sternum
Up here,
and
he
that
gave me
was it.
nothing.
I'll tell you, at least when he got hit in the head with the nightstick by Billy and he was bleeding, at least he had like that sense of
stare?
like psychoticness all of a sudden in his eyes where he was like, I'm gonna go kill this kid.
I think he was just staring off, and they turned the camera on.
There was a scene I missed that we forgot to talk about. It was so short. It was in the once the kid got away. In that lady's house.
Oh, yeah.
Where the judge grabs the phone and yanks it.
Yes.
And smacks balls across the back of the head with the phone cord.
did
His
he?
hat falls off. He's like, oh shit. You know,
I totally missed it.
Oh, just cracks him across the face.
I must have been
With
writing
the
a
phone
note down
cord.
or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to go back and
Yeah,
see.
I missed it too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Must have been one of the multi times that I was falling asleep watching this.
So again, Mueller, we come to you with 4 separate votes. Okay.
I went showdown balls both.
So they've each got 2 votes now.
They each got 2
Strode and balls. Perfect as we head to the patrons. And Mark Gussick went with Dave Bizarre. It's no surprise this child actor actually sucked. He was horrible. Thank goodness he didn't have enough screen time. Went with Little Tony.
Little Tony.
Terrible.
Man.
Terrible actor.
He hates child actors, doesn't he?
He does.
I was gonna say, didn't he
Isn't there another person that hates child actors?
Yeah.
It might be.
Robert.
the Razzie Awards?
Daryl Pinter came in and said, we were again split. He wanted the guy in the truck who was paralyzed.
Not
I
a bad
said
choice.
he was just doing his job.
Yeah. He's not a trash can. He's a vegetable.
What?
Wow.
I will look on your treasures, Gypsy.
Not quite.
Is this understood?
That's not what I meant to do.
That's not the proper one. There you go.
I had to switch it over.
But he was so while we don't like picking on kids, I have to go to the boy, Dave Bizarre, who played Tony. Wow. The look of complete nothingness in his eyes and on his face every time he was in the scene was almost scary. Like Daryl was just watching going, it's like he's not even here. It's terrifying.
So I'm not too far off.
No.
I did vote for the man-child.
Yes.
So we have 2 for Dave, 2 for Strode, 2 for Balls.
That one was the bad one.
And James Pulley went off the board. The skeleton with clay pulled over his face that told Chuck about the guys looking to arm wrestle him. Elroy.
Yep.
Elroy.
Man had a smile like a damn jack-o'-lantern.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Oh my
I
gosh.
forgot about that.
He said his lines like he was actively reading them.
Was.
Honorable mention to the
If he could
mayor.
read.
He called the mayor of Wish.com Will Patton.
Ooh.
So, all right. So somebody that didn't vote for Strode, Balls, and or the child has to break this tie here because we have a 3-way tie. You got to
I'll go showdown balls.
All right. Well, now we got a 2-way tie still.
You got to pick one of them.
So
All right.
I can't pick it.
Mel-
I can't choose
Mel's gonna have
between
to
the
pick.
difference.
You're giving them up.
Yeah.
I can't pick a chode or a ball. I mean, I can't.
You can't neglect the balls.
Can't have one without the other.
You gotta
Mel's gonna pick.
you gotta mind the balls. We'll go with balls.
Balls
there you
is
go.
gonna win.
You can't neglect the balls.
Ron Sedillos will win the trash can filled with dirt award.
The only award he's won in his career.
The only movie he was
The
ever
only
in.
movie he was ever in.
I feel bad for Chode
Because
though.
Chuck Norris killed him at the end.
Right. The next award is only the third time we've given this one out. Brand new award. It's in honor of Steve James. It's the Steve James Unsung Hero Award.
Yes.
This is the award we give out for one of 2 reasons. One, you can give it to the person. It has to be in a non-lead role because Steve James has never been in a lead role. The person that you felt made the movie better just because they were in it, like Steve James in every movie he's in, or by the not main character that you wish would have been the main character or they should have followed, like Steve James in every stinking movie he's in.
Wow.
Should have been the American Ninja.
So you tell me about this award now?
No, read the group chat ever and you would have known about it 3 weeks
That's
ago.
right. I forgot.
So,
Don't look at me. I'm not ready yet.
not ready. Okay.
Not ready yet. Sorry.
Do you have yours, Mueller? We can start
I
over
do.
there. Who is your Steve
My
James
only
Unsung
caveat
Hero
is it
Award?
might be too much of a main character, but we'll get the opinion of here of the panel. I went with George Murdoch.
Yeah, I think George and Chuck got to be off the table.
They got to
for
be off
this
the table.
one.
Then I'm going
Because
with
those are
Chuck
like
Norris's van.
Chuck Norris's van as the unsung hero.
Yep.
Yes.
That's me too.
I'm also going Chuck Norris's van.
Yeah.
I had somebody down, but that's such a better answer
I
that I'm
wanted
changing
more
it
of
to
that van.
It was either
Yes.
Chuck Norris's van or his chest hair.
Literally. Do you have one for us, Mel?
Burton.
Burton. Okay, fine. Were you going to go Burton too?
Jack Nance.
Oh,
my boy, Jack Nance.
Well, the van beats him anyway. Yeah. Literally, the van made the movie better.
It
yes.
did. It really
just by
did.
being in it.
Yep.
There should have been more of the van.
Should have been more of the van. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we go to our top 3 performers. These are the people that your 3 people you enjoyed the most.
Oh, boy.
Even if they were terrible. Doesn't
so
matter.
much.
Okay? So, who was your top 3, Joe?
The girl staring at Chuck Norris after he kicks up all those guys' butts. Just that random girl on the side, just like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about her.
That her, just looking them up and down. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The winner take all guys with the guy with the button up shirt.
Bikes.
That guy.
Which one?
The one with the buttoned up collar.
He just came from the office to the dirt bike track.
Yeah. Real man's man. And the dog that was riding shotgun.
Okay, perfect. Dog, collared dirt bike guy, and the girl checking out Chuck's action jeans.
Lustful eyes.
Perfect. I love it. Mel?
Chuck the Tuna Can Collins. He was one of the CB voices. Jack Nance for number 2, and you gotta go Chuck number 1.
Chuck number 1. Got it. Yeah, I had Terry O'Connor number 3. I thought Arlene did okay.
Oh, yeah?
Number 2 gave to George Murdoch. Number 1, Chuck Norris. Farrell?
Look, the bookie at the beginning when they were getting ready to.
Yeah.
When they were getting ready to arm
The store's
wrestle.
open, right?
The store's open, and he's all doing his thing. I was like, that guy. Once again, that guy should have been in the movie more.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and I'll throw one to George Murdoch. He was turned up. He did total role commitment.
Yeah.
He was the only person in the movie that was like 110% with this ridiculous role.
No, he went in for it.
Yeah, totally went
For
in
sure.
for it. Yeah,
For sure. Who's your number 1 then?
Jack Nance.
Jack Nance. Good Lord.
Jack Nance. We needed
Wasn't
more
that
Burton.
good, dude.
We needed more
He
Burton.
literally he talked on the phone in every scene that he's in other than the diner.
Give him a chance. We need more.
I'm not watching this movie.
More of what?
Yeah.
More pouring Coors or what? Is that what we're just get more scenes of him pouring Coors? All right. Anyway, so Chuck Norris's van, number 3.
Okay.
Love it.
2,
Love it.
George Murdoch. 1, Chuck Norris.
Yeah, anybody that didn't put Chuck Norris number 1, expect a roundhouse kick coming in the mail at some point. I'm telling you.
He's
going
going
to
to
show up
kick somebody through email.
in a box. He's going to open the Amazon box and it's just going to be a foot coming out.
Yeah, it's going to be Chuck Norris's foot right
Like when
to
you
the
open the
nose.
rest of it, it's just empty.
Yeah.
It's just gone. Once the kick is delivered.
It's
It's actually just the wind from the kick.
It's all packages the wind from the kick.
it's in a mason jar, empty pickle jar. You're like, what the hell?
He opens
What
it.
is this? Nose just bleeding,
That's right.
broken, all
right.
crooked.
Do I tilt my head back or forward? I don't
Neither.
Right.
All right. Mark went with Jack Nance. Number 3 is Burden. I don't know what the heck's wrong with either of you. Only one of 2 actors that I thought was decent in this movie.
Oh, thank you.
Number 2, he went with the 1975 Ford Ecoline van
There you go.
Yeah.
with the giant
There you
eagle
go.
painted on the
Yep.
side.
Yep.
Can't go wrong there.
He said this is the only time I've ever wanted to buy a van is because of this movie.
Right?
Thank you.
I might go do that to my van now.
Number 1, Chuck Norris. No surprise here. Was the only thing this movie had going for it. He was well-rounded in most of his scenes, and his martial arts were top-notch. He carried the movie the whole time. Can't disagree there for you, Mark. Daryl Pincer said, number 3, all the 2-stroke dirt bikes in the beginning of the movie. Number 2, Terry O'Connor. That's a lady that played Arlene. And then number 1 to George Murdoch.
There you go.
Yeah, look, I never thought I would say I watched a Chuck Norris movie and didn't put him in the top 3 performances, but he was so dull. There were times my son questioned if he was awake. The jail scene specifically.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Over the years, he did become a better actor. He didn't, though.
No.
But just can't put him on the list. Daryl, expect to... well, he might have already... by the time I read this, he might have already gotten his kick.
gotten
He's
it.
Probably has got his kick.
I got it already.
Mine's coming.
This is coming. He wrote this a while. You just said it now.
Exactly.
James Pulley went with number
2
3.
days.
Chuck's
Prime.
friend in the diner talking about how bad the pig smells. So that's another one for Nance.
Hey, another one for Jack Nance.
Number 2, the CB guys doing voiceovers. Thought it was funny that they kept talking about the town as the credits rolled. They just let them know.
That's true. That was
funny.
That was a
cool.
nice little funny
Yeah, I
part
like that.
too.
And number 1,
Old tuna can.
you're going to love this. He gave his number 1 to Chuck Norris's action jeans.
Yes.
No matter how high he kicked, they did not rip.
There you go. There you go.
That's the only thing that can contain Chuck Norris. This is Chuck
jeans.
Norris's
Only because
action
he
jeans.
allows
Only
him to.
thing.
Exactly.
There's one other thing that could contain Chuck Norris.
What?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude.
I don't know.
Dude. Let me tell you this.
I mean,
Chuck Norris keeps his part.
okay.
Arnie is the judge. Okay?
Yeah.
He's drunk the whole movie. Remember that drunk scene in Conan the Destroyer?
Yeah.
Where he's stumbling around? It's hilarious.
Yes.
Have him do that the whole movie. Everybody's pretty great, right? Let's go and having all in the
Just
doll
hugging
box.
everybody.
He's got a doll.
He's like, oh yes.
La da da in the doll.
He opens his hand too far and he
That's
rips
right.
it. Just
Okay.
That's why all the doll's legs are broken.
Right. Listen to me very carefully. Okay. He goes now. For one, it makes sense why he's got a smoking hot wife.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
He gets into bed with the wife. The truck runs in there and brakes when it tries to
it
run
just
over
stops
Arnold. It just
instantly.
stops.
Yep.
It's like
Arnold-
the scene in Hellboy. Just-
Right. Arnold then drives that truck back into town, and we get the face off that we didn't get with Judge Trimmings.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's Arnie, drunk Arnold in business slacks, shirt off, and they fight in the horse pen.
Or how about this? Arnold snags one of the trucks, right? The cab over.
Yeah.
Drives down a drainage ditch as
Yeah.
Chuck Norris is on a BMX bike running away.
Yes, we're going to go ass sliding.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
I can picture it.
What happens then?
Well,
Chuck Norris jumps the BMX bike into the truck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you guys were going to pick up on the Terminator.
I didn't. That went right over my
Yeah.
head.
Sorry.
I was going to say, I thought I saw it.
Oh,
I was thinking that was a rad with the ass sliding down the,
That's
down
right.
the
It's not
water.
funny anymore.
It's still funny.
Have Arnie do the
was good.
voiceovers
No, it's
on
still
the
funny.
CB.
It's still funny. It's like, hello. Yeah,
Joe's
what if
done.
that he was
He's
just
out.
the voiceover?
He was just the voiceover
Joe,
on a
we have
CB.
to finish the episode.
Okay, fine.
Daryl said 100% we were thinking either Arnie riding the bike around or as Billy Dawes, like his little brother.
No.
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 Right? Because Billy would jump through the window.
You guys,
You get in the dead end and just break the fence down.
Well,
Exactly.
but he would have jumped through the window and took the whole building down if he was
That's what I'm
Arnold.
saying.
yeah, and there never would have been a dead end.
He wouldn't have been worried about Mop Boy.
Yeah.
Mop
Right.
Boy would have been the one going through the window.
Exactly.
Right.
You gonna clean outside? Ah!
Wow.
He would have mopped the floor with Mop Boy.
Look, Arnie is Sergeant Chode.
With the mustache too.
All of it.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, just recast both cops.
That's
Take
right.
With Arnold.
both of them out and just add Arnie as the judges.
both cops.
As both cops.
Get a
As, like-
double impact kind of a situation.
Exactly.
Arnie and Van Damme.
Even better.
Even better. Keep George Murdoch as the old judge
Okay.
guy, but now
I'll
you got
take it.
Arnie as his left-hand man.
James Pulley
Look.
said, "Oh, do you have more? Sorry."
I'm just saying, imagine the ending. Arnie, Chuck Norris, and a stallion.
yeah, but Arnie will punch the horse out.
Yeah.
That's you don't let him in a pen with a horse.
No, you don't put Arnold around animals.
He's not allowed to be anymore. The insurance companies won't sign off on it anymore. After the reindeer and the two camels and the horse.
I was going to say.
punched.
And the alligator.
And the alligator and the dogs.
And the alligators in a racer. Turned them into luggage.
Turn them, yeah.
Yeah.
Your luggage. All right, James Pulley said, well, I think you'd make a really good drunk mayor. Hey, see, thank you, James.
All right.
Stumbling and making everyone uncomfortable by making boys sit on his lap. All right, now, I don't know about that, but
Not that. Cut that part out.
we ultimately got to come to a final decision here, guys. We've got to say what our final determination is here. Is this a bad movie? That's it, full stop. Or is it a good movie and everyone's wrong? Or is it just entertaining enough to be a bad movie that rules? Joe, I throw it to you.
Bad movie that rules.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
It was horrible, but it was fun.
You'd watch it again.
Maybe.
The only reason I was thrown off, I thought for sure you're going to go bad movies because earlier I heard you go, I'm never watching this again.
Well, yeah. But I mean, I'll probably catch parts of it. I think the truck scene at the end was entertaining.
All right. Well,
I watched this movie after popping a bunch of melatonin and trying to stay awake for it. and it is a bad movie that rules.
So it kept you up.
Like as a challenge?
As a challenge.
I love
It's
it.
like it fought the effects of the melatonin.
It fought the effects
That's
of the
how
melatonin.
great it was for you.
I love it.
It was good.
Man, I'll tell you.
Yeah, look, I'm going to say that this is 100% a bad movie that rules. It's hilarious.
Sure.
It is.
Sure. Hilarious is
My
the word.
mind was made up the minute his fist hit that guy in the dick. I was like, this movie rules. I don't even care what happens at the end. The van was started it, and then the dick punch sealed it. And I was like, this is an awesome movie.
The plot just went out the window for you at that
Well,
point.
if you have the van and
It
a
doesn't
dick
even
punch,
matter.
that's all you need. That's it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's not a good movie, Ryan.
Oh, no.
No. Like, we can all agree on that,
it's
probably.
a
Maybe. We'll see what the mayor
movie.
says.
So agreed.
But it kind of rules, though.
It's a lackluster movie that just doesn't do anything, and I will never watch it again.
Oh, bad movie? Full stop.
What is it?
Yeah,
That's all right.
I think I'm going bad movie. Full stop.
All right.
It's like on paper, it's a cool movie. Like you look at the plot, you look at
On
all
film,
that.
it's a
with
cool
the-
movie.
Yeah,
It's nothing but trouble with karate kicks and Chuck Norris.
it's just
Thomas
to me.
Thomas.
And you don't have Dan Aykroyd with his penis nose.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Thomas.
I just
what more do you need to say?
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, guys.
Oh, you know what's a shame? Thomas didn't win one damn award.
Right.
We need to come up with a special achievement award for Thomas.
In the future, when somebody does a really good plot,
We'll call it the
or not
Thomas
plot,
Thomas Award.
prop department.
Just like a technical achievement.
Yeah, technical
We'll say like
achievement.
a
There you go.
special technical achievement award.
Perfect. Mayor, where are you at on this one?
All right, so my initial reaction was, man, this is bad, right? I wanted to just say bad, full stop.
Yeah.
I watched this Friday, didn't watch it again, but the more than I thought about it over the weekend, I'm like, you know what? I laughed a little bit through this. It was Chuck Norris, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So this is, you go to Costco, you have to go to Costco, you're potty training your new puppy. The Walmart puppy pads aren't enough. So you got to go to Costco, you got to get the super mega giant pack. And the puppy's crapping and pissing all over, but at least you've got it contained. It's a bad movie of rules, and I would say that because I will watch it again with a group of people because I think it would be hilarious to watch it with a group of people and just make fun of it real time.
Here's the thing. We did Delta Force. Bigger budget, higher production value. I had more fun watching Breaker than I did watching Delta Force.
I think I agree with that too, though, because Delta Force, when you really look at Delta Force, it's kind of a boring movie.
It's a slog.
Yeah.
And Steve James is in that movie.
Yeah.
And it's a slog.
Yeah.
So we're got 4 out of 5 here.
Yeah, again, Ryan's the fifth dentist over here.
It's okay.
I love it. 4 out of 5 hosts agree. Yep. Breaker is a bad movie that rules. Let's see what the patrons had to say.
That's got to be your tagline.
4 out of 5 agree.
Mark Gussick said, the beginning of this movie setting up this corrupt town should have been left out. The set of the town at the immediate just threw me off. When Chuck Norris is driving at the beginning, why is it either morning or night? And when he's talking to him, when he cuts to other scenes, it's broad daylight. It's super confusing. If the man is paralyzed on one side of his body, why is he in the semi? Such bad acting. Diner scene setting up Chuck Norris's character to look like a badass was the biggest trope ever. The town looked dumb. It was taken out of a 1960s Western TV show, which it probably was. This town made no sense with a saloon that was out of place and a female bartender playing with creepy ass dolls. I'm so confused. Why? Where were they going with all of this? Another female lead falling madly in love with the male character after one day of knowing the guy will now forever kill any movie for me. Everything could have been avoided if when Chuck Norris got his awesome Eagle van fixed, he just went to the state trooper station or something of that sort. I mean, Christ, these trucker friends of his at the end tore all through these fake storefronts so easily. No need to stay around for a bunch of podunks that all happen to be okay with criminal activities going on in this town.
Tell us how you really feel, Mark.
Yeah, don't hold it back.
I was going to say.
Mark was not happy with this. All right.
It didn't sound happy.
Mark was disappointed with the movie, huh?
It's a classic Mark Gussick rant. Just wanted to give it a to-do emotion.
That's good.
The dog poop scale is as follows.
Okay.
This movie is like when your dog happens to shit in your favorite pair of slippers at night. You wake up in the morning and slide those things on, only to discover that the dog left a cold and squishy present for you, which equates to a straight-up bad movie.
There you go.
Chuck Norris saved the movie, but even he couldn't save it from being a horrible piece of cinema. Mark Gusick has spoken.
Mark Gusick.
And the Goose said, bad movie, full stop. All right, that's second one joining Ryan Farrell over here.
There we go.
I don't know. We'll see what Daryl says. Daryl Pinter said, this is a bad movie, full stop. Oh, man. It's 4-3 now.
Man.
Coming up in the world.
When the little boy is just sitting on the judge's lap in the house, my son yells, "That is not consensual."
Wow.
I watched it twice to be sure I got it. And I watched it twice to make sure I got it right, and I cannot see a day where I would ever watch this again. The plot is spotty. The theme just seemed to keep changing. I think the end fight scene was trying to be some kind of Bruce Lee knockoff with the horse symbolizing something, but I really can't figure out what.
See?
He loved the cars and the quadrivan, but, that was pretty much it for Daryl. So bad movie again.
Daryl got it.
All right, James Pulley, we need you, buddy.
Come on, James.
James, you got to come through, buddy.
Right. Be the voice of reason of Patreon.
First off, this movie has a special place of nostalgia in my heart.
Nailed it. That's promising.
Good. Come on.
That's a promising start.
My dad is from Mississippi, and this is his favorite movie.
Yeah.
This is
better.
Dad's favorite movie.
Okay.
And I was born in California, so I've been to where the movie was shot.
Yeah.
That being said, wow, this did not age well. My girlfriend said if they'd cut out all the scenes of vehicles just driving around, the movie would be 20 minutes long. Also,
not wrong.
How the hell did a group of gypsies get a helicopter and an entire infrastructure? And these are the most enterprising gypsies of all time.
They are.
And did the group just find the town? And what happened to the mayor's son? And my girlfriend kept asking me where their power came from. And Mr. Norris was not giving his best, but I understand. And what the hell is up with the Dawes nightmare / bar? And where did the gypsies get cop outfits? So many questions.
No reason.
No reason.
Wait for it.
No reason.
All right.
No reason.
I watched this movie. It's definitely so bad it's good. I watched it about 100 times as a kid. I even have a Blu-ray copy of it.
Oh,
the
that's
fight scenes are rather bland, and the trucks destroying the town is a bit tame in hindsight, but this movie will always make me think of my redneck dad saying, "I'm going to stick you," as he chased me and my friends with a pitchfork. Good times.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Mississippi.
What the
Mississippi.
hell? That took a left turn.
My girlfriend wants to mention that her favorite part was the dime store village people that challenged Chuck. Look at that. Chef's Kiss. So that's a bad movie that rules from James.
All right, we got it.
Thank you, Voice of Reason, for Patreon.
Dad's favorite movie.
I think it was my uncle's favorite movie.
Oh,
He was
for
a
real?
truck driver.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
wow.
I remember the whole. He used to say that this is a drive-through gas station.
That's-
I remember
that's
him
right.
saying that
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Well, we are done with Chuck Norris and we are done with Breaker Breaker until the inevitable, whether it's the Octagon or Firewalker or whatever Chuck Norris movie comes next.
Any of them.
Any of them probably qualify for this. Top Gun.
I was going to Top Dog.
Top Dog, I
Top
mean.
Dog.
Hitman.
Yeah.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah.
We'll be back at some point, I'm sure, on the Chuck Norris train. But for now, we got to talk about next week. What is coming next week? Ooh. Next week's going to be a controversial pick.
I have no idea.
Because there's people that love this movie, but the critics have not been kind to it. And even, I'd say the audience is probably even split on it. We've got yet another Keanu Reeves movie. We're talking about Constantine.
Oh, that's right. That's what came up, huh?
Constantine.
Yeah.
The Keanu Reeves and Rachel Weisz movie about a demon hunter. I think I've only seen it once a long time ago.
That is a great movie. That's great.
Yep.
So you've seen Constantine and you like it?
Love, love, love. I'm glad I'm not on that episode. 'Cause I
You
would
had
take-
me
I
at
would
Rachel
take-
Weisz.
I would take everything in offense.
Come on, that
almost
was.
no memory. I saw it when it came out.
Yeah.
I remember probably liking it, but yeah, when he puts his forearms together, I remember that. But yeah, I don't remember anything, so I'm interested to go back to it again.
Good.
The best portrayal of Satan of all time.
Peter Stormare.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
That's
Peter
right.
Stormare.
Yeah, Stormare. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's awesome.
Have you seen Constantine?
Yeah. It came out in 2005.
What are your thoughts?
I loved it in 2005.
So we got two people here that loved it.
Loved it in 2005.
Oh,
Have you
come
seen
on.
it since?
I have not watched it in a long time. I mean,
Since
it's one of them.
2005.
Yeah. It's one of them things where it's like, yeah, you saw it, and I thought it was great. It was a Francis Lawrence movie before
Right.
he did all like the Catching Fire and.
But the critics were not kind to it.
No, they were not. But
and I'm
critics are
interested
never
to
kind.
see.
Critics were never kind to Keanu back in the day,
They were.
No, I
they
know.
were not.
as we established with our Keanu Reeves fan club.
So yeah, I'm interested to see. To go back and maybe I feel differently. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
We're gonna see. I know we've got a few more Keanu Reeves movies on the list. I know Johnny Mnemonic is still
That's
out.
got to
there.
be out.
We'll hit all that stuff. But
Yeah.
in the meantime, that's it for Breaker today. And so we just appreciate that you guys were on here listening with us. And look at this. We had a Ryan Farrell episode under 2.5 hours. It's a freaking miracle today. I want to give it up for Ryan. And I just want to say thank you to Ryan Farrell. Thank you to the mayor, Ryan Mueller, to Joe Goratowski, and to Mel Vande. I'm James Hauser. Thank you for listening. I just want to see if I didn't sing, if anyone else would. And I guess
You always kickstart
They
it.
don't.
You always. I was gonna say. I don't know what you got. You got something?
I got a pregnant roller skate full of vitamins that dusted my britches. I'm just reading off random.
Just random
Negative
words.
copy. Everyone must be walking the dog. I'm running on sailboat fuel and there's ground clouds ahead. Back off the hammer. Don't feed the bears. Roger Wilco, I'm doing double nickel. I'm doing 55.